Heads. We call for heads. It is tails. There's the head, there's tails. MSJ's won the toss. You defer to the second half. You want to defer to the second half?
MSJ is won the toss. Defer to the second half.
Okay, you have your choice of kicking, receiving, or defending a goal. And which goal do you wish to defend? All right, down here, White's up this side. Rutland's got to...
And you heard it, Jack. MSJ won the coin toss. They deferred it to the second half. That will give Rutland the football to start this football game. And MSJ will be defending the goal line, which will be off to your left as we look out of our broadcast booth. So the introductions and the national anthem yet to come, and I'll join in the booth in a few minutes, Jack.
All right, let's get out of that rain, Vince. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem from St. Peter's Field. And she does a nice job singing the national anthem live as it really begins to pour. As you heard, MSJ won the toss, deferred the choice to the second half. They go on defense first, and Rutland High will be receiving the 62nd annual MSJ Rutland football game from St. Peter's Field. And it is really pouring here, and we got everything squared away technically, and we're all set. Just a bit of stress there. Vince will be back on the field at halftime. We'll go with our H.A. Eddy Energy Fans in the Stand show live down below, and also our post-game show, rather a lengthy one this afternoon. Our post-game show will involve talking to the winning coach and also some of the winning players, and we're looking forward to that. Now, Rutland looking for its third straight win in the series. The Raiders already in the postseason will meet Middlebury in the Division I semis coming up on Friday night in Middlebury. It is a 7 o'clock game. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with that one. And, of course, for MSJ, this would make MSJ's season. And I think a remarkably great crowd in the field in remarkably good condition considering all the rain that we've had here over the last 18 hours or so. And we got Vince back up in the... We do know one thing, the difference on the starting lineup, Vince, Charlie Adams, who did suffer an injury or came down ill earlier today. I don't believe he's in the starting lineup.
Well, I did get a report earlier on in the field, Jack, in front of the MSJ concession stand, that he hurt his head in yesterday's practice, and he was taken into the hospital for precautionary measures. Actually was feeling rather fine in the pregame ceremony that they have at St. Peter's Church, and then as he got closer to game time, he was vomiting, so it's questionable about his performance here this afternoon for the Mounties.
Gregor Chadwick with the boot, Jobin Feinberg and Dana Atwood back deep for Rutland High. The 62nd annual game is underway. It sloshes to Feinberg at the 20, across the 25, takes it left, across the 30, and he's pulled down at the Raider 33-yard line. Jobin Feinberg on the return, Matt Howland on the tackle. Escorted off an up man and went to Jobin Feinberg, and he took it left for pretty good yardage as we're underway here. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. They have it at their own 33-yard line.
It was Conway that the ball squirted off the McGregor boot, and it just went right off his right shoulder pad right into the arms of Feinberg, who got a fairly decent return for the Raiders.
Pat Dwyer is the quarterback. Backs are split with Stempeck and Conway. Wing left is Duval, and he's in motion left to right. Mayhew was tight on the left side. Handoff goes to Stempeck, sweeps right. Stempeck looking for for room, turns the corner, gets it across the 35, and to about the 40 before he's bounced out of bounds. Matt Howland there on the tackle. Clock continues to run, didn't quite get it out of bounds across the way. It did pick up 7. It will be 2nd and 3 for Rutland High. They have it at their own 40-yard line.
Bear Jicklian was doing the blocking out on the right side of the field for the Raiders. Had a good block on McGregor Chadwick from MSJ, but Matt Howland really tailed the play nicely to the far sideline, which would be the Rutland sideline, making a solo tackle against Stempek.
Again, the backs are split. They mark it at the right side hash mark. In motion now is Seth Bailey, right to left. Handoff to Conway off the right side. It looks like he has first down yardage. Got it to about the 44, and then got pushed back. Picks up about 4. Brian Walsh there on the tackle for MSJ. We're just underway. MSJ won the toss, deferred the choice to the second half. The Raiders in their first offensive series of the football game, and they do have a first down, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
Sticking right to the game plan, the first 2 plays going off a right tackle for the Rutland Raiders, and that's going to be the key for MSJ, is how well they can stop the run on 1st and 2nd down, and so far Rutland's had some success doing that on those 2 plays.
Dwyer on first down, handoff to Conway straight ahead. Huge hole across the 15 out of the Mountie 46-yard line before he's finally dropped. And that picked up close to 10 and very close to another Raider first down. Again, Brian Walsh on the stop for MSJ. The Raiders will have it at the MSJ 46-yard line. It is close enough for a measurement. Jack Healey, Vince Allo from St. Peter's Field, our engineer, Bulldog Blair. We're just underway. No score in the 62nd annual MSJ Rutland football game. 10:35 remaining here in the first quarter as they call for the measurement right in the middle of all the mud puddles down here at the St. Peter's Field. It might be just inches shy. It'll be 2nd and inches for the Raiders. They have it at the Mountie 46-yard line.
And I touched on it in the pregame, Jack. The field is in excellent condition from the numbers to the sideline. When you get towards the middle of the field where 90% of the football is played, that's where it gets treacherous. The ball is marked right at the 46-yard line of MSJ, and it's sitting right in the middle of a huge puddle. And right at the 50 towards the 40s on both sides of half field, that's where all the most damage is done as far as the weather. And as you know, sloppy fields always favor the offense.
Fowler is tight right. Mayhew and Seth Bailey wide left. Bailey's in motion left to right. The Raiders in the eye. 2nd and inches. Handoff goes to Conway off the right side. He's got the first down and more inside the 45. Down to the Mountie 43. Picks up 3. Matt Howland on the tackle for MSJ. So the Raiders in the first series of the football game have picked up a couple of first downs. They have it 1st and 10 at the MSJ 43-yard line. Seth Bailey wide right now, and again the Raiders operate out of the eye. Bailey's in motion right to left as Pat Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer gets the handoff to Stempek, and he gets a couple down to the 41 stacked up there. Mike Alberico on the tackle for MSJ. Looks like the rain has started to settle down a bit. Still a consistent rain, but the skies are brightening up just a bit here. And give them 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Rutland High.
The rain we're seeing now is very similar to what it was doing at around 12 o'clock this afternoon, and it started to let up even more than that as game time drew near. And then just around 1 o'clock, the god of football said, let's dampen the field a little bit, and he just opened the skies. And good news is it's let up considerably, as you just pointed out, Jack.
We'll call it 2nd and 8 for the Raiders. The Mountie 42, Mayhew wide right, Bailey wide left, Stempek the deep back, Conway the up back out of the eye. Pitch to Stempek, sweeps right, looking for room, gets it inside the 40, inside the 35, inside the 30, and bounced out of bounds right around the Mountie 27-yard line. A pickup of 15 for Mike Stempek and Kevin Hughes there on the tackle for MSJ. So the Raiders pick up another first down here in the first series of the football game.
Like he's done so many times this year, Kevin Hughes making what could have been a touchdown-saving tackle for the Mounties along the far sideline after Stempek had bounced it to the outside following a Barajiklian block for 15 yards. And Stempek doing the damage early on here for the Raiders on the ground, but a nice job of open field tackling by Kevin Hughes of MSJ.
1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Mountie 28-yard line. Tight left is Dave Paller. Now the backs are split behind Pat Dwyer. In motion, Seth Bailey right to left. Dwyer on the handoff to Stempek straight ahead. Takes it to about the 26 and then gets driven back. Rourke leading the way defensively for MSJ. Forward progress to the 25. Let's see. They're going to mark it at the 25-yard line. Give them 3. It'll be
Mike Esposito, defensively for MSJ, nearly picked that football off as Dwyer handed off to Stempek.
It will be 2nd and 7 for the Raiders at the 25. Just double checking on that. Jobin Feinberg now in the backfield along with Conway. The backs are split. Feinberg gets the call, sweeps left, tries to turn the corner, does inside the 25 to about the 23-yard line, picks up a couple that was cut down in a hurry by Matt Howland, who already has been the man defensively for MSJ in the early going.
Absolutely. Howland involved in several tackles on this first defensive series for MSJ. That's what you're going to see from Rutland, folks. Around the outside is Jobin Feinberg, and he got a good block by Marty Corsell, number 62 for Rutland. Threw a big block on Luke Bauman around the outside. That enabled Feinberg, who checks out of the lineup, to pick up a couple more yards on the ground for Rutland. And Howland on the stop.
Feinberg is out. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Raiders of the Mountie 23. Wide left, Seth Bailey and Chris Mayhew. Handoff goes to Conway off the right side. Gets it to about the 20. Fumbles the football. MSJ is recovered, but the play might have been blown dead. Yes, it was. It was blown dead at the 20-yard line after Conway picked up 3. And they did say that he was down. Coughed up the football after the play was whistled dead. Kevin Hughes on the tackle for MSJ. It'll be 4th down and close to 2 for the Raiders at the Mountie 20. The nose of the football just inside the Mountie 20.
And just inside where the field conditions are ideal, right inside the red zone of MSJ. First big decision here and first big play of this football contest.
Ends are tight, Paller and Daly. Duval wide right, handoff to Stempek off right tackle. And he's got the first down and more as he squeezes his way to about the 15 before he's dropped, picks up 5. Kevin Hughes there on the tackle for MSJ. And he's been in a few here defensively for the Mounties as well as the Raiders pick up another first down. They have it 1st and 10 at the MSJ 15-yard line.
This will be the 11th play of this opening drive for the Raiders, all of them on the ground, and a majority of them going to Mike Stempek. And they may have taken a lead from the game last weekend against Essex Junction, and they're showing MSJ right now too much Stempek on this first drive for the Raiders.
6:18 left first quarter. There's no score. The Raiders on the move. 1st and 10 at the Mountie 15-yard line. In motion now, Dana Atwell in the wing on the left side. Hand off to Conway. They're going to stack him up for no gain. Took it right. Got it to about the line of scrimmage. Stacked up there. Brendan Chamberlain leading the way defensively for MSJ. As a matter of fact, they might have lost about a yard. Check it. Peter Tomasi on the tackle for MSJ. It'll be
Chamberlain.
2nd and 11 for the Raiders at the Mountie 16. Chamberlain also involved on that tackle.
Chamberlain at the end position stood the blocker up and met, was it Conway in the backfield, right at the line of scrimmage, and then there was Tomasi, who as always has the best eyes on the field for MSJ, helping with the tackle.
Mayhew is wide left. The backs are split behind Pat Dwyer on 2nd and 11 for the Raiders. The Mountie 16. And the inside handoff goes to Conway. Picks up a yard or 2 to the 14, and that's it. Stacked up right there. Chamberlain and also Hughes there on the tackle for MSJ. It'll be 3rd down, a little less than 10 for the Raiders at the Mountie 14-yard line, just inside the 15. As Coach Mike Norman continues to alternate players, Mayhew's been going in and out. Duval is in right now. Paller is tied right. Matt Daly has also seen action. Conway the out back, Stempek the deep back out of the eye. The Raiders on 3rd down. Duval is in motion right to left. Mayhew is wide left. Here is the pitch now to Stempek. He sweeps left. He can't turn the corner. Loses a couple back to the 16. Peter Tomasi there to make the hit for MSJ. It'll be 4th down and close to 11 for the Raiders at the Mountie 16-yard line. The Raiders have picked up a first down in this drive on 4th down as they have eaten up most of the clock here in the first quarter. 4:30 remaining in the quarter, no score.
And what a defensive play by Peter Tomasi. Without question, had his eyes fixed on Stempek the whole way, tailed it to the near sideline, made the solo tackle for a loss of 1, and a big defensive play for MSJ on this first drive.
Mayhew is wide right. Duval is a wing left. Raiders in 4-down territory. 4th and 11 at the Mountie 16. Dwyer rolls right. Dwyer looking. Throws downfield for Chris Mayhew. Diving catch in the end zone for the touchdown. On fourth down, Pat Dwyer finding Chris Mayhew in the end zone for the touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown pass, and the Raiders lead it 6-0 with 4:03 left first quarter. Great catch by Chris Mayhew in the end zone.
14 plays, 67 yards. 13 of those 14 plays, Jack, went on the ground. On fourth down, Dwyer rolled to his right, lofted it to Mayhew, who was fairly well covered in the end zone. He had to make a one-handed catch, and certainly redemption for Chris Mayhew, who has struggled at times receiving the football on a wet afternoon in the biggest game of the year, makes the one-handed grab in the end zone for Rutland.
And here's Conway in to attempt the extra point, and they put the ball down, and the kick is blocked. Billy Moran, the holder, took that right into the Mountie defensive line. A few people got their hands on that one, so they try for the extra point. No good by Jake Conway, but the 16-yard touchdown pass from Pat Dwyer to Chris Mayhew, and the Raiders lead it 6-0. 4:03 left first quarter in the 62nd MSJ Rutland game at St. Peter's Field. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
For Rutland, unofficially, 7 carries for 36 yards for Mike Stempeck, and he was responsible for a couple of those first downs on that first drive by Rutland, and what a great catch by Chris Mayhew. And MSJ really toughened up defensively. They had their backs against the wall. They did what they had to do, just couldn't come up with a big defensive play on 4th and long, and Rutland goes on top 6-0 as a result.
The rain subsides a bit, and the skies brighten. Jake Conway on the kick for the Raiders. Fuller and McCann back deep. It'll go along the ground, picked up by an up at the 27, plus the 35, and a fumble, and I believe the Raiders have recovered at the 40-yard line. Indeed, they did recover the fumble. It was Jason Schmidt on the fumble recovery. Brian Doherty was one of the up men who picked up the ball and went skidding along the ground, and he fumbled, and the Raiders go on the offense again. They have it 1st and 10 at the MSJ 40-yard line.
First turnover of this football game comes at an inopportune time, and actually when is an opportune time for a turnover, but in this case here, Rutland already with the momentum on top 6-0, gets a big break as they take the football back over on the fumble recovery by Jason Schmidt, who can hit at the MSJ 40-yard line.
So the Raiders, who have had the football throughout the first quarter and lead it 6-0, go on the offense, 1st and 10 at the MSJ 40-yard line. Dwyer has Duval in motion, left to right. The backs are split. Hand off to Conway, takes it right, looking to turn the corner on the sweep, does to the 35-30, down the sideline, 25, inside the 20, and he goes sloshing out of bounds at the MSJ 19-yard line. The clock continues to run, didn't quite get out of bounds. Apparently, Tomasi on the tackle. Now they finally did stop the clock. Tomasi on the tackle along with McGregor Chadwick. Conway took it right, turned the corner down the sideline. Got it to the Mountie 19-yard line. A pickup of 21 for Jake Conway as we get an official's timeout here with 3:25 left in the first quarter.
And change footballs. And uncharacteristic style of running for Jake Conway. He's noted for going up the middle, the battering ram, so to speak, in the backfield for Rutland. That time he bounced it to the outside, and 2 people that have been involved in several tackles already for MSJ, saving what could have been another touchdown, and good hustle by Tomasi and Chadwick back in the secondary, coming up and making the tackle against Conway.
Seth Bailey is in now. Raiders went to the line of scrimmage. Chris Dupuis is the center, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore.
I think for MSJ to remember in a situation like this, Jack, it's as easy as it is to give the football away, it's as easy to take it away. And in conditions like this with the wet football and everything, the ball can squirt out as it did on Brian Doherty. So just keep your defense focused and do what you did on the last drive and try to get the football back.
Raiders have it 1st and 10 at the Mountie 19-yard line. In motion is Bailey, right to left, Seth Bailey. And the handoff to the deep back out of the eye is Stempeck, takes it off the right side, penalty markers down. Got it to the 15. Stop there, Mike Alberico on the tackle, and we'll see what the penalty marker is all about. It did pick up 4. And this might be going against Rutland High. It is for holding against the Raiders. The Raiders lead at 6-0, 3:04 left first quarter in the 62nd MSJ Rutland game here at St. Peter's Field. It is a 10-yard penalty against the Raiders. They will mark it out to the Mountie 28-yard line.
How many times does that penalty kill what was a good run? You see it in high school, in college, all the way up to the pros. A big play, most times it's on a touchdown play, but it's wiped out by a holding. That time, first penalty of this football game is a holding penalty against the Rutland Raiders.
And they have it 1st and 20 at the Mountie 28. Pitch to Jobin Feinberg, sweeps right, and he is cut down as he got a couple to about the 26. McGregor Chadwick over there on the tackle. Can you tell who's in for Charlie Adams defensively? Jeff Lemo is in there. He might not have been given to us as one of the original starters for MSJ. It'll be 2nd and 18 for the Raiders at the Mountie 26.
What a nice job of tackling by Chadwick, and he did it against Rutland's quickest player in Jobin Feinberg. In his comfort zone to the outside, Chadwick came up from the safety spot and made the solo tackle.
Aaron Bailey and Seth Bailey are wide right, and Seth is in motion right to left as Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer looking to throw, shoots it down the middle. It is tipped, and it's incomplete. Almost intercepted by Matt Hayward down around the Mountie 15-yard line. Conway and Aaron Bailey were the intended receivers. Hayward knocked it away.
That ball was lofted downfield towards the middle of the field by Dwyer. Looks as though he saw the coverage by Hayward. He was trying to loft it over Hayward, and Hayward just stuck that big paw in there and knocked the football away. And actually, had he knocked it into the air a little bit higher, he may have had an interception.
It's 3rd and 18 for Rutland High at the MSJ 26-yard line, right side hash mark. Conway and Feinberg are the setbacks. They're split behind Dwyer. A couple of men wide right. One of them is Seth Bailey. He's in motion right to left. And Dwyer back to throw. Dwyer looking. And he throws it out short, complete for Conway inside the 20-15 to the 10. And he's down to about the 5, maybe the 6-yard line.
Penalty marker down.
Pass from Dwyer to Conway. Picked up about 20. There is a penalty marker down, though. We'll see what the penalty marker's all about.
It was Hughes on the tackle defensively for MSJ.
Let's see what the penalty marker's all about. The other man wide right was Aaron Bailey. Seth Bailey, who was in motion right to left, as we mentioned before. Dwyer hit Conway coming out of the backfield.
Crackback block against Rutland.
It is. So this pass play, the screen pass from Dwyer to Conway, negated on the crackback block against Rutland High. That is a 15-yard penalty. Minute 57 left first quarter here at St. Peter's Field. Rutland in front 6-0. The Raiders have had the football throughout the first quarter. They scored on 4th down from the 16 on a 16-yard touchdown pass from Dwyer to Chris Mayhew. And the Mounties would fumble the ensuing kickoff. The Raiders recovered. They've had the ball ever since. And now they have it. They'll repeat 3rd down. They'll have it at the Mountie 27-yard line. That's a 15-yard penalty from the point of infraction. It will be 3rd down and about 20, we'll call it. Aaron Bailey is wide left. Matt Daly is tight left. Backs are split behind Dwyer. Wing back reverse to Dana Atwood. Breaks a tackle at the 25 and scoots his way down to about the 22. Dana Atwood picks up 5. McGregor Chadwick on the tackle for MSJ. It'll be 4th down and about 14. Along 13, we'll call it, for the Raiders at the Mountie 22-yard line.
McGregor Chadwick noted for his legs, and on that play there, that's exactly what he got on Dana Atwood. All legs coming up, making the leg tackle against Dana Atwood, the ball carrier for Rutland.
They had it closer to 3rd and 18 before that play. We're, of course, estimating. So it's now 4th down and 13 for the Raiders. Again, a 4th down play. They have it at the Mountie 22-yard line. Aaron Bailey is wide left. The backs are split. Hand off to Jobin Feinberg. Sweeps right. Cuts it against the grain. He gets it inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. Jobin Feinberg on 4th down, taking it 22 yards for the touchdown. He went right. He was hemmed in. Then took it against the grain. Breaking tackles all the way. And he took it in for the touchdown. And the Raiders lead it 12-0 with 49 seconds left in the first quarter.
If Rutland's got one player that can do that, and by that I mean cutting back against the grain, Feinberg was hemmed in around the right side in the backfield, cut it back towards the middle of the field, broke a tackle at the 15-yard line, used his quickness and speed to get to the end zone, dragging an MSJ defender with him. And I tell you, both touchdowns today, long, both of them coming on 4th down for the Raiders.
Raiders have the 12-0 lead, the 22-yard touchdown run by Jobin Feinberg, and they'll go for 2 2 here. 49 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Mounties have yet to get their hands on the football. Feinberg and Conway are the setbacks. Matter of fact, the full house backfield left to right, because Stenbeck also lined up in the backfield. In motion now is Conway as Dwyer barks him out. Penalty markers down. Is that a legal procedure? Let's see. That is an equipment penalty, I believe.
I think someone had a sledgehammer in their hand out there.
Well, I think sometimes you don't have a chin strap snapped or something. That generally is it. So it's a 5-yard penalty. They'll move it back to the 8. And let's see if they dispense with a 2-point. Probably not. They're just changing some players here. Mayhew and Feinberg are out. Matt Daly is in. Joe Duval is in. That was also on 4th down, that 22-yard touchdown run by Joe Feinberg, I believe.
It was on 4th down, as was the touchdown pass from Dwyer to Mayhew. That was also on 4th down.
Now the Raiders in the eye. Duval is wide right. Rolling right is Dwyer. Throws it toward the end zone, and it is intercepted by Matt Howland. That was intended for Dave Haller in the end zone. Howland intercepts, so the try for the 2 points no good. So Rutland has struck twice. 49 seconds left first quarter. It's Rutland 12, MSJ nothing. We'll be back with a kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
It's MSJ, and Greg Fuller gets his hands on the ensuing kickoff. It spells trouble. On the first kickoff after the touchdown by Rutland, it came to an up man, which coincidence would have it, fumbled the football back to Rutland, and Rutland capitalizes with their second touchdown. MSJ needs to get the football in Greg Fuller's hands here.
And here is Jake Conway's boot, and again, they're going to bring it up short, and it will squirt by McCann, and back to pounce on the football at the 15 is Greg Fuller. And that's where the Mounties will have the football, their first offensive play of the football game with 44 seconds left in the first quarter. And Jake Conway, I know exactly, they are keeping it away from Fuller. That squirted by a couple of Mounties, by McCann, and then Fuller had to pounce on it at the MSJ 15-yard line. So MSJ will have it 1st and 10 at its own 15-yard line.
Trying to take advantage of the field conditions here and kicking the ball along the ground, keeping it away from Fuller and trying to get it into the hands of one of the up men.
Todd Martineau is the quarterback, a sophomore. On the handoff to Hughes, takes it left, and he gets a couple out to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. And on the tackle was Bill Sargent for Rutland High. That was the first offensive play of the football game for MSJ. Picking up 3, it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Mounties at their own 18.
Now the Mounties have an opportunity to do some damage here against Rutland. Keep it simple. Try to soften up that defense by running it right up the middle, trying to open up the passing lanes for Martineau to Fuller and Alberico.
Fuller and Steve Alberico wide left. Martineau to throw. Martineau rolls left, looking, throws, and it is tipped and intercepted by Billy Moran. He is down at the MSJ 29-yard line. That was intended for Steve Alberico. It went off his fingertips, and Billy Moran, who was injured last week, back in the lineup again today on the interception.
That was one of the things I touched on down on the field in the pregame, Jack, was watching Martineau hit his receivers in warm-ups. They had trouble when the ball was thrown off either shoulder or when they could only use their hands to catch it. When they had the ball between the numbers, they could catch it. It skipped away that time.
And that is the end of the first quarter. After 1 from St. Peter's Field, our score, Rutland 12, MSJ nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Matt Dwyer hooked up to Chris Mayhew. Mayhew with a great diving catch in the end zone. And that was the first Raider touchdown. The Raiders now lead at 12-0, and they have the football again. Wide left is Chris Mayhew. Wing right is Duval. Tight right is Matt Daly. Handoff goes to Stenbeck to the 25 to the 20. Spins 15 down to the 10-yard line before he's finally dropped. A 19-yard pickup for Stenbeck. Straight ahead, Peter Tomasi on the tackle for MSJ. And the Raiders have it first down at the Mountie 10-yard line. 1st and goal. I don't believe they're just inside the 10. It is 1st and goal for the Raiders at the Mountie 10-yard line.
Right up the middle was Stenbeck, right between the right guard and the right tackle, and just burst through the line of scrimmage, was 8 yards downfield before Mountie got his hands on him, and finally it was Tomasi with a great ball pursuit making the tackle for MSJ.
Seth Bailey wide right, Mayhew wide left, Pat Dwyer barks him out, the backs are split, handoff to Stenbeck straight ahead, and he gets it close to the 5-yard line before he's stacked up. It'll be second and goal for Rutland High. Early going second quarter. Court there on the tackle for MSJ. They're going to mark it at the Mountie 6-yard line. Picked up 4. As Dana Atwood is in offensively for Rutland High, Seth Bailey is out. They continue to alternate. A whole bunch of people do the Raiders. Matt Daly will be tied right. The backs are split. Conway and Stempeck. Wing right is Atwood. Wide left is Chris Mayhew. And now Atwood is in motion right to left. Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway. Takes it left. Cuts it inside at the 5. Breaks a tackle. He's in. Touchdown. And the Raiders have opened up an 18-0 lead with 10:49 left here in the first half at St. Peter's Field. A 6-yard touchdown run for Jake Conway.
3 plays, 18 yards on the drive, capped off by Conway, getting around to the left side. Got great blocking downfield as he squirted into the end zone, off balance, and finally dove over the end line to put Rutland on top 18-0 here in this first half. And MSJ is starting to put themselves in a hole now. They are capable of coming out of that hole. However, if they can get their offense on the field long enough to get some momentum going and get that very talented passing game an opportunity to do its work. But right now, Rutland has all the momentum.
Kent Kuchar is in. They have the wishbone set as the Raiders go for 2. Kuchar with Stempeck and Conway. Stempeck gets the call straight ahead, and he's churning for yardage, but a whole bunch of Mounties there to drive him back, so the try for the 2, no good. But the 6-yard touchdown run for Jake Conway. The try for the extra points, no good. 10:49 left first half here at St. Peter's Field, and it will be back as the Raiders lead at 18-0. Back with a kickoff after this 32nd time
in any football game. But we've seen it all year long. When MSJ finds himself trailing, they go to the hurry-up offense. They start to get the Martineau to Fuller, Martineau to Alberico combination clicking, and they can put themselves right back into this football game. That what they need to do is get a drive going, run some plays, and virtually, really, just hold on to the football, because that's killed them in the first half.
This time, Greg Fuller's up a little bit, and it goes off his hands, goes inside the 15, picked up by Fuller at the 11-yard line, gets it out across the 20 and stacked up right there just about at the 20-yard line. Fuller this time was lined up about 10 yards ahead of McCann, and it went squirting by him. Justin Eddy getting down there to make the tackle off the special teams for Rutland High. It'll be at the 21, so the Mounties get their hands on the football, 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line, trying to get something going here offensively, and of course they've only had 2 offensive plays to this point. They have 10:42 left in the first half. Skies are brightening. The rain has stopped here, so I think we'll be all right the rest of the way. Knock on wood. Alberico wide right. Wing right is Fuller. Couple of setbacks. Here's the pitch to Kevin Hughes as he sweeps right. Nothing doing. Turn the corner back to the line of scrimmage, and that was it. Stop there. Maybe picked up a yard at the 22. Frank Birajikli in there on the hit. 2nd and 9 for the Mounties. They have it at their own 22-yard line. We'll have the H.A. Eddy Energy Fans in the Stand show live at halftime, as Vince will take it down below. We'll have the post-game show down below as well. We have an MSJ timeout. We got a timeout on the field. 10:05 left first half here in the 62nd MSJ Rutland game. And our score, Rutland 18, MSJ nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Large beverage, a bag of chips, and a sports bottle. Don't forget the Pasquale's bomb play, the passer and the receiver getting the bomb sub, among other things, from Pasquale's. Play back in, wing back reverse to Fuller, nothing there. Whole bunch of Raiders there to drop him. It loses about 4 back to the 18. We'll see where his forward progress was. I know Chris Healey was over there, but he had a lot of help. There were a whole bunch of Raiders right there. Lost about 3 back to the 19. We got an official's timeout here. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Mounties. They're going right to left here in the second quarter. Passer and the receiver, a pass play of over 45 yards, receiving the bomb sub from Pasquale's, a large Coke and a large Coke T-shirt as well.
I touched on it in the pregame, Jack. The 50-yard line in the center of the field, one dangerous spot as far as mud and water, standing water. And right now, MSJ is in the second part, down there inside their 20-yard line. And it's right there where, between the 25 and the 15 of the end that MSJ is at right now, is where they're sopping water, right in the middle of the field. That's where the ball is marked.
Trips right for the Mounties. Todd Martineau to throw. Looking. Steps up. Throws. And a great leaping catch by Alberico. Up at the Mountie 37-yard line. He's tackled immediately by Dana Atwood. good. It picks up 18 yards and a Mountie first down. Dave Alberico, whose grandfather Tom played in the mid-40s. His father Steve played along with Brian Grady on the 74 state championship team at MSJ. First and 10 for the Mounties. They have it at their own 37-yard line. They line it up without a huddle. Back to throw Martineau. Throws left, complete to Alberico. 45 to the 50 to the Raider 45. Bounced out of bounds at the Raider 43-yard line. John Watson over here to bounce him out of bounds near sideline.
Injecting some life into the fans here at St. Peter's Field, wearing the green for MSJ. The hurry-up offense, the quick drop by Martineau, the quick slant to Alberico, 2 back-to-back big plays.
Picked up about 20. Again, the Mounties line it up without a huddle. First and 10. They have it at the Raider 43-yard line. And the handoff to Hughes. Fumble, but the Mounties have recovered. Roy Clark got back to recover the fumble, or that would have been turnover number 3 for MSJ. Coming into the game, Todd Martineau was 50 yards shy of 1,000 passing, so I keep track of that, and 100 yards shy of the all-time MSJ passing record.
He's got 48 right now. He has 48 yards passing, needs 2 more for 1,000.
Mounties have it at the 44, second and 11. The Raider 44, quick hitch complete to Fuller inside the 35, and he falls down at the 34. That picks up 9.
And Todd Martineau has just gone over 1,000 yards passing for the season. Quite an achievement for a sophomore quarterback who wasn't even slated to start when the season kicked off. It was Fuller, as coincidence would have it, to put him over 1,000. It was Fuller that received the pass from Martineau.
Third down, a long 2 for the Mounties. They have it at the Raider 34. Wide left, Steve Alberico. Handoff to Hughes. Fumbles the football. Martineau recovers, but I believe they whistle the play dead. As it is, it loses about 3 back to the 37. It loses 2 to the 36. So the Mounties will have it 4th down and 4 at the Raider 36. They'll line it up without a huddle, making the hit Bill Sargent. Wide left is Fuller. Wing left is Tomasi. Lone setback Hughes. Martineau to throw. Throws left. Throws down the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for Pete Tomasi. And there comes the penalty marker. There is a pass interference against the Raiders. It'll be a 15-yard penalty and a Mountie first down.
It was John Watson who got the contact against Tomasi. It was a late flag. Everybody here on the MSJ side of St. Peter's Field was waiting for that flag. And I don't know if the back judge downfield, he's the one that threw the flag. It was a late flag. I don't know if he either forgot it, was stuck in his shirt pocket, was in his hip pocket, tucked it in his shoe, or what. We don't know, but he finally threw the flag.
I guess the word is
MSJ a first down.
He didn't know where. He couldn't find it is what happened. Just couldn't get the handle on it. It's a 15-yard penalty. It is a Mountie first down. Let's see what they mark it. They mark it down at the Raider 23. So the Mounties on the move. First and 10 at the Raider 23. 7:47 left in the half. It's 18-0 Rutland. Wing left is Tomasi. Wide left is Fuller. Lone setback is Hughes. Tight right, Brendan Chamberlain. Todd Martineau on first down. Drops back. Rolls left, looking. Throws downfield. Wide open. Fuller. Touchdown. He had it in the end zone. All by himself. Todd Martineau to Greg Fuller. A 23-yard touchdown pass, and MSJ is on the board. Rutland leads at 18-6 with 7:42 remaining here in the first half.
Let me set the table on that play, Jack, if I may. Kevin Hughes, he does the tackling. Kevin Hughes, he does the blocking. On that play there, Hughes had to come back across the field through the last block in the pocket. That gave Martineau the time to roll to his left, step up 2 more feet in the pocket, throw it to a wide open Greg Fuller. And now Martineau, already over 1,000 yards for the season, puts MSJ right back into this football game. Fuller had down completion to Fuller.
Near corner, he was on his knees. When he grabbed it, he was wide open. McGregor Chadwick in to attempt the extra point. Holland puts the ball down. The kick is blocked. Somebody got a hand on it. Might have been Schmidt or Sargent in the middle. So they try for the extra point. No good. But the Mounties are on the board. 7:42 left first half. Our score. Rutland 18, MSJ 6. Back with a kickoff as the sun shines at St. Peter's Field after this 30-second second break. Said no, and the sun is shining now. It's 18-6 Raiders, 7:42 left in the first half.
So far in the first half for both offenses, we've seen the bread and butter from each of them. The ground game, so dangerous for Rutland, already accounting for big yardage and a couple touchdowns. And the passing game out of the hurry-up offense converts for MSJ, which gives them their first score of this football game, which really brought some life into the MSJ faithful on this side of the field. Until that touchdown, they really had nothing to cheer about. Now they're back in the game.
McGregor Chadwick to either Feinberg or Atwood. It goes to Feinberg at the Raider 13, 15, 20, 25, and he is wrapped up at the Raider 27-yard line. Jovan Feinberg on the return as the Raiders go on the offense. First and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Going left to right, Mike Alberico downfield to wrap them up. And this has become a huge crowd here at St. Peter's Field. Obviously, the rain might have kept it down a little bit because the stands here aren't completely filled on the near side. They look to be filled on the Raiders side as we look out.
But the crowd surrounds. It's about 3 or 4 people deep, and it surrounds 3/4 of the football field all the way around back towards the St. Peter's Cathedral Church end of St. Peter's Field here on the end zone.
Backs are offset in the backfield behind Dwyer. We got penalty markers down as they were getting set for the first play from scrimmage here. And it's a 5-yard penalty against MSJ. This is an equipment penalty against them, too. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Raiders. They have it at their own 33-yard line. That's a penalty if you don't have a chin strap snapped up or something similar to that.
I thought it was one of the Mounties had a hockey skate on or something, or a goalie stick or a lacrosse helmet or something like that. When I think of equipment penalty, something was wrong, but obviously on first down they threw the flag, and that's going to give Rutland 5 yards.
Chris Dupuis is the center as Dwyer barks him out. Handoff to Conway. Straight ahead. Got it to about the 35 and got driven back by Kevin Hughes. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to mark it at the 35. It picked up 2. It'll be second down to about 3 for Rutland High. The Raiders lead at 18-6. 6:52 left first half here. Now a sun-drenched St. Peter's Field. This game is going to be telecast on Channel 15 tonight at 9. Ernie Sule is the cameraman. The Raiders back in the eye. Mayhew is wide right. Atwood in motion left to right. And off to Conway. They're going to stop him after he gains about a yard to the 36. Mike Alberico again there on the stop for MSJ. Here's Jeff Lemo in there defensively. Again, Charlie Adams not getting the starting nod. Suffered an injury yesterday. And we've seen it so many times doing these football games, Jack, where a big play by your offense spills right over to your special teams and your defense. And Rutland had that momentum early with their big touchdowns and carried it over to the way they played on the defensive side of the football. Right now, MSJ is starting to take some of that momentum away with the touchdown and big plays on defense. 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. They're on 36. They're set up for the wishbone. Handoff to Stempak. Takes it off the left side. Scoots across the 40 to about the 42. Picks up 6. That would be a first down, except there is a penalty marker down. Let's see what it's all about.
I believe against Rutland. That's the indication from MSJ coach Brian Grady, a legal procedure against
Rutland.
Rutland.
A crackback block, I think, again.
It is. Yeah, there it is.
Crackback block. It's a 15-yard penalty.
Well, if you're MSJ, you'd rather have what the official said as opposed to what Coach Grady was indicating. If you're Rutland, you'd like to say to the official, well, the MSJ coach said it was only a 5-yard penalty. We'll take the 5.
And it's from the point of infraction, so the Raiders will have it 3rd down and long. Let's see where they finally, I think they're still discussing things with the Raider captain, or the Mountie captains here. It is a 15-yard penalty. They'll mark it back inside the 25 and to about the 21. It was from the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and 18. For the Raiders at their own 21-yard line, left side hash mark as Coach Mike Norman comes up with a few changes. Jovan Feinberg is in. Raiders like to line up in that wishbone set in short yardage situations, and Stempak got good yardage, but it waved off the board because of the crackback block penalty. Now Feinberg and Conway are the setbacks behind Pat Dwyer as he barks him out. Dwyer now on a handoff to Jovan Feinberg, sweeps left, looking to turn the corner, and he can't as he stopped virtually at the line of scrimmage. There is a penalty marker down. Mike Alberico on the tackle. Let's see what the penalty marker's all about here.
It's going to be against Rutland. Holding against Rutland. And I knew that penalty was against Rutland before the indication from the official, because Matt Howland, 41, and they're going to decline the penalty, but Matt Howland, number 41 for MSJ, was celebrating with loud screams and throwing his hands in the air as he knew that penalty was against Rutland. And for the first time here in this football game, Rutland on 4th down will punt the football, and they've already got 2 touchdowns in this first half on 4th down.
They do decline the penalty, the Mounties do, so it's 4th down and 18 for the Raiders, and Aaron Corbino back around his own 8-yard line to boot it away. Rich McCann and Greg Fuller back deep for the Mounties around the Mountie 40. And the snap is a good one. And Corbino gets the kick away. It's off the side of his foot. It will be short coming up near the near sideline and picked up by a Mountie and hit immediately at the 35. It was picked up by a lineman. Very dangerous, Brian Walsh. It was just bouncing there.
Walsh appeared as though he was downing the football the way he grabbed it and just stopped in his tracks.
Well, you don't want to do that if you're the defensive team.
Absolutely not. You certainly want to stay as far away from the football as possible when it hits the ground, because end over end, it can bounce right into your leg and Rutland can pick the football up. But
it's at the Raider 35, and the Mounties line it up without a huddle. Brian Grady Jr. is the center. Todd Martineau, the quarterback, trips right. Martineau drops back, looking, fires right, wide open. Alberico comes back for the catch at the 23, inside the 20 as he spins, and he's down at the 18-yard line. A 17-yard pickup on the pass play from Martineau to Steve Alberico. Billy Moran on the tackle, and you would call it, Vince, when MSJ gets behind, they go to that hurry-up offense, and they have it 1st and 10. They're going to mark it at the Raider 19. The Raiders lead at 18-6, 4:50 left here in the first half.
Martineau needing 15 yards now to set the record for MSJ.
Fuller is wide left along with Alberico. Wing left to Massey. Steve Alberico in motion left to right. Martineau back to throw. Rolls left, fires down the middle. It's incomplete, intended for Fuller, and it was broken up on a great defensive play by Billy Moran down around the Raider 15. And Moran, who's got an interception in this game, a big defensive play there.
Absolutely. Read the play beautifully. Timed it even more perfectly as he got over the shoulder of Fuller to knock the football away just as it was about to be completed. Big defensive play by Billy Moran.
Again, the Mounties go without a huddle, 2nd and 10 at the Raider 19. Again, Martineau to throw. Martineau looking. Still looking. Throws left, wide open. Alberico's got it for the touchdown. He caught it at the goal line. And one step, he was in the end zone. A 19-yard touchdown pass.
He's got the record.
From Todd Martineau to Steve Alberico. It's 18-12 Rutland. 4:30 left first half. And that touchdown pass, a new MSJ season passing record for Todd Martineau. He breaks the record set by Ricky Marshall in 86 of 1,050.
And he's only a sophomore. He needed 15 yards to break it. He got 19 on the play on the touchdown to Fuller. Fuller was wide open to the left side of the end zone. Or excuse me, Alberico. And good job of pass protection by the Mountie up lineman. And MSJ, just like that, as quick as they went behind, they even came back quicker.
Mounties going for 2 as Martineau barks him out. Todd Martineau drops back, looking, throws complete to Chamberlain. He's into the end zone, touchdown. I said touchdown. I meant the 2-point pass play. Martineau to Chamberlain, and it's now Rutland 18, MSJ 14, as MSJ has come rolling back on 2 Todd Martineau touchdown passes. 4:30 left first half. Back with a kickoff after this 32nd time off. Rutland, it's streaked out to an 18-0 lead.
In big games, in every pregame for big games, you talk about people that will rise to the occasion. For Rutland, Stempeck. No mystery. He's been the go-to guy on the offense. For MSJ, it's been Martineau. Without fail, he comes up with 2 big touchdown passes to set the new single-season passing record. So in big games, the big people rise to the occasion, and we've seen it here in the first half for both clubs.
Here's Chadwick's boot, and it will send Feinberg off his hands into the end zone for the automatic touchback. And MSJ was offside on the kickoff, I believe. And they'll kick it again from the 35. MSJ was offside on the kickoff. It went off Jobin Feinberg's hands into the end zone. You can't run it out of the end zone, either a punt or a kick in high school ball, so that would be an automatic touchback, but MSJ was offsides on the kickoff. 18-14, Rutland High with 4:30 left here in the first half at St. Peter's Field.
Jack, before the game, I was walking the sidelines talking to fans from both schools, and I heard everything from a Rutland blowout to a close game to MSJ is going to blow them out to, gee, I hope it's a great game. The way the game opened up, you think anybody that said Rutland blowout was going to be predicting the exact outcome of this football game. Just like that, in the span of a few moments, MSJ has climbed back into this football game, taking the momentum away from Rutland, and this game, as it stands right now, living to every expectations of when these two football teams get together on the field, tooth and nail.
Around McGregor Chadwick will boot it from the 35. Feinberg and Atwood back deep. Well, it was that hurry-up offense, and the Raiders want to adjust to that for sure. The Mounties line it up without a huddle and scoring 2 touchdowns on the 2 Martineau touchdown passes. This one will go along the ground, picked up by an up man at the 40, picked up again. This is Aaron Bailey across the 45, and he gets it to about the Raider 47, and he's dropped by Peter Tomasi. So the Raiders have pretty good field position as they want to answer the 2 Mountie strikes. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line, going left to right here in the second quarter. 4:25 left in the half, and the Raiders lead at 18-14.
We saw earlier on an MSJ up man take the kickoff, and there was a fumble. Actually, there's a penalty against Rutland now, an illegal block. When the up man for MSJ took it, he cradled it with one arm. Aaron Bailey did the smart thing on that play for Rutland. As an up man, held onto the football with both arms just to keep possession for Rutland.
It is a 15-yard penalty, blocking from behind against Rutland on that return. So now the Raiders have it 1st and 10 back at their own 33-yard line.
And as you know, coming up at halftime, we will have the H.A. Eddie Energy Fans in the Stand show live down on the field, and we'll be looking for a Rutland contestant as well as an MSJ contestant. And you see me out on the field, I'm dressed in all blue. Come up and grab me, and you can be this afternoon's participant.
Chris Dupuy over the football. Mayhew is wide left. Duval is a slot left. Tight right is Matt Daly. The backs are split. Conway and Stempeck behind Pat Dwyer. Duval is in motion left to right. Dwyer on the handoff now to Conway. Takes it toward the near sideline. Breaking tackles across the 35 to about the 36. Picks up 3, but there is a penalty marker down. Mike Alberico with a tackle for MSJ. And we'll see what the penalty marker is all about. It's another crackback block, I believe, against the Raiders. And they'll move this back even further. It is a crack. That's the 3rd one against Rutland in this game, a crackback block. That is a 15-yard penalty from the point of infraction. Raiders will repeat 1st down.
If you're a Rutland Raider fan, the only yellow you want to see on the field is the hundreds of people decked out in their rain gear. Unfortunately, later on in this first half, the yellow on the field has been killing the Raiders' offensive cause, setting them back on several occasions with big penalties, not the 5-yarders. It's been the 10-yard holding. It's been the 15-yard illegal blocks. And right now, that is certainly assisting MSJ on the defensive side.
It's 1st down and long for the Raiders. They have it back at their own 15. They got to get up to the 43. 1st down about 25 or so. Their own 15-yard line. Duval is in motion right to left. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway, straight ahead. And a bunch of Mounties there to drop him at the 20. It picks up 5. And Kevin Hughes there on the stop for MSJ. Let's see, they have it at the 20. They got to get it to the, it's 2nd and 23 now. They got to get it up to about the 43.
And early on in this football game, Rutland had everything going for them. MSJ was coughing up the football, and Rutland, being the team that they are, converting off of turnovers. They've got 2 touchdowns off of MSJ turnovers here in this first half. But since MSJ got into that hurry-up offense and got the passing game going, and it all started with the first big completion from Martineau to Alberico, this game is certainly flip-flopped, and right now Rutland has to get something going on the ground to get themselves further on top in this football game.
2nd and 23 for the Raiders, their own 21-yard line. Dwyer on the pitch to Stempeck, sweeps left, and Stempeck gets it out across the 25 to about the 26. Another penalty marker down. We'll see what this is all about. 2:59 left first half here at St. Peter's Field, the 62nd MSJ Rutland game. It's Rutland 18, MSJ 14, and the penalty against Rutland High. Holding. So some big penalties have hurt the Raiders. The Mounties do decline this, though, to take the down. And the Raiders will have it at their own 26-yard line. Third down, about 17.
6 penalties against Rutland in this first half for 70 yards. That's certainly something that's going to be driving Coach Norman crazy in the locker room at halftime, as he certainly has to work on the blocking and so on and such forth for Rutland. It's really starting to have its toll on Rutland.
Healey is tied right. Duval is a wing right. Also got a wing left. Here is the pitch now to Conway. And the quick kick, and it's going to go straight up into the air. And it will hit across the Raider 45, blown dead at the Raider 47-yard line. The quick kick for Jake Conway on 3rd down. And now the Mounties have it in excellent field position at the Rutland High 47-yard line with 2:23 left here in the first half. It's Rutland 18, MSJ 14. Rutland went off quickly to an 18-0 lead. The Mounties have come back, scoring 2 touchdowns on a 6-yard or a 23-yard touchdown pass from Martineau to Fuller, 19-yard touchdown pass from Martineau to Steve Alberico, and a 2-point pass play from Martineau to Brendan Chamberlain. Here's the wingback reverse to Tomasi, and this will be stopped back in Mountie territory. Back at the Mountie 49, Greg Birachickley in there on the stop. He had some help for Rutland High as the Mounties have it back at their own 49-yard line. That lost about 4. They have it 2nd down and 14. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Wing right is Tomasi, a couple of men wide right, Alberico and Fuller. Back to throw is Martineau, throws right, it's incomplete. He underthrows Tomasi coming out of the backfield down around the Raider 46-yard line. So the Mounties will have it 3rd down and 14 at their own 49-yard line. Clock stops with 1:46 left here in the first half. St. Peter's Fields, the Mounties line it up without a huddle. Brian Grady is over the football, wide right Fuller. Tomasi and Alberico wide left. Hughes is the lone setback. Chamberlain tight right. Martineau to throw. Drops straight back. Throws right. It's incomplete. He underthrows Fuller down around the Raider 42. So it'll be 4th and 14 for the Mounties at their own 49. They'll have to boot the football away.
Looked like Martineau had a hard time holding onto the football in those 2 attempts. The ball nosedived yards short of his intended receiver, and normally he gets enough elevation on the football to make the completion, but 3 plays and out now for MSJ, and that quick kick decision by Coach Norman from Rutland certainly pays dividends, as now Rutland gets the football back one last time before halftime.
Those are the football actually at the 50. Back to boot is Bauman. He put his right knee down, and it's going to be right there. Rutland will have the football at the Mountie 37-yard line. The snap was a little low. Bauman fielded it with his right knee down, and now the Raiders have it in excellent field position. 1st and 10 at the Mountie 38-yard line.
Of course, in high school football, the minute your knee goes down and you have the football, that's where the ball will be spotted. And a big break here for Rutland now, as they've got plenty of time, 1:39 here left in this first half, and they'll have excellent field position at the MSJ 37-yard line, and the Mounties now faced with special teams play once again, giving Rutland excellent field position.
Rutland has the lead, 18-14. Clock running, 1:30 left first half. The Raiders have it 1st and 10. We'll call it the Mountie 38. Wide left, Duval and Mayhew. Stempeck and Conway are the setbacks. Tied right is Matt Daly. In motion, Duval left to right as Pat Dwyer barks him out for the Raiders. Dwyer rolls left, looking, throws left, and it's incomplete. He overthrows Conway down around the Mountie 23-yard line. Conway tried to come up with a diving catch and couldn't do it. He was covered by Matt Hayward downfield. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Raiders of the Mountie 38. Clock stops with 1:16 left here in the first half.
To make a sandwich, you need 2 pieces of bread and something to go in the middle. That time the bread was represented by Brendan Chamberlain, as well as Brian Walsh for MSJ, and the meat in the middle was Pat Dwyer, who got sandwiched by both of them as he threw that football.
Bailey is now tight on the left. Wide right is Mayhew. Backs are split. Conway and Stempeck on 2nd down. Handoff goes to Stempeck. Sweeps left. And he tries to turn the corner and does for about 3, maybe 4 to the 34. Dropped by Mike Alberico. It picks up 4. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Raiders at the Mountie 34. 1:01 left in the half, and the Raiders call for a timeout. Timeout on the field. And with 1:01 left in the first half here in the 62nd MSJ Rutland game at St. Peter's Field, our score, Rutland 18, MSJ 14. We'll be back after this 30-second break. Mikey affected, do you?
No, you had one, Jack. I know you have other things, but psyche was not one of them.
Chris Dupuis is over the football. Daly tight right. Duval comes wide right. Dwyer on third down. The backs are split. Conway and Stempeck. Mayhew wide left. Back to throw. Dwyer throws left, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Luke Bauman down around the Mount Heat 27-yard line. That pass was intended for Chris Mayhew. It'll be 4th and 6 for the Raiders at the Mount Heat 34-yard line. Clock stops with 56 seconds left in the first half. And let's see, the Raiders with some changes. And going back is Aaron Carbonell. Fuller and McCann back deep for the Mounties. Raiders have it at the Mount Heat 34. Carbonell around the Mount Heat 47. To apparently boot the football away. The snap is a good one, and Carbonell gets the kick away. And it sails toward the far sideline. It will bounce out of bounds. Let's see, right around the 7 or so. Let's see, just about at the 7-yard line. MSJ will have it 1st and 10 at its own 7. With 48 seconds left in the first half, you would assume the Mounties would be content to run it down here and go into the locker room trailing Rutland 18-14 at halftime.
Keep in mind, the pregame toss of the coin was deferred to the second half by MSJ, so the last possession of the first half and the first possession of the second half will belong to MSJ.
And they only had, the ball for 1 or 2 plays in the first quarter as Rutland turned 2 Mountie turnovers into scores. Ryan Grady Jr. leads the club out of the huddle. His dad, the coach, and played in the 74 game, among others, as a senior. Played in 73 as well. As Martineau on the handoff to Tomasi, straight ahead, and maybe a yard to the 8-yard line, stacked up by Greg Viragiklian. Clock runs less than 40 seconds left in the half. And we do have a timeout. Let's see, is it an official's timeout? Getting up.
Kevin Hughes is shaken up.
Hughes has been shaken up.
It's his left leg.
Who carried the ball? Was it Hughes or Tomasi? It was Tomasi, so Hughes got shaken up, maybe being the lead blocker on that.
And that's something he does very well for MSJ. He had a big block on the first touchdown pass by Todd Martineau in this first half, and certainly a valuable person in the pocket, in the backfield offensively for MSJ, but his name is called on 60 to 70% of the tackles defensively for the Mounties.
He's getting some help here as he's being helped off the field near side, Kevin Hughes. Picked up a yard to the 8, 2nd and 9 for the Mounties at their own 8-yard line. 35 seconds left in the first half, and Rutland High leads at 18-14. Now the clock runs again. Now, I saw Matt Hayward come in, but he might have... I mean, he would be in the line anyway, but see who comes in. It's McCann. McCann is the up back. Tomasi, the deep back, out of the eye. They're virtually split. They're offset. And the handoff to Tomasi. And he gets it to the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. Tackled by Conway. It picks up 3. Clock continues to run. 8 seconds left in the first half. It would be 3rd down, about 7 for the Mounties at their own 11, but they're going to let the clock run down. And that is the end of the first half of the 62nd MSJ Rutland football game from St. Peter's Field. At halftime, our score, Rutland 18, MSJ 14. We'll be back with our halftime show after this 2-minute timeout.
Feeling the momentum going in to the locker room at halftime certainly had to favor MSJ. Although they're down by 4 points, they certainly turned the tide on Rutland. And after Rutland came out of the starting gate like gangbusters, going on top 18-0, since then it's been 14 unanswered points by MSJ. Let's see how this second half gets underway.
Conway on the boot, Fuller, and also McCann back deep. McCann about 10 yards in back of Fuller. It'll be a line drive kick picked up by Alberico at the 29. And Mike Alberico, and he immediately put his knee down. He caught that on his knees at the MSJ 29-yard line. So the Mounties will have the football 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line, going right to left. Rutland scooting ahead to an 18-0 lead. The Mounties have battled back. Rutland leads at 18-14 as we get set for the first play of the 3rd quarter. Sunshine, Steve Alberico wide left. The lone setback is Tomasi, double wing set up on the left. McCann on the right. It is Greg Fuller. Martineau is the quarterback. Wing back reverse to Fuller. And Jason Schmidt hits him. A loss of a yard back to the 28. Jason Schmidt, we call him the assassin. Big hit on the the first play here in the second half. Lost about a yard back to the 28, 2nd and 11 for the Mounties at that point. Their own 28-yard line. Fuller and Tomasi are wide right. Brendan Chamberlain tight right, tight left. McCann wide left. Steve Alberico. Martineau's in the shotgun. Direct snap from center. Martineau to throw. Sets up the screen. Complete to McCann. McCann to the 30. McCann across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. That picked up awfully close to first down yardage. Jake Conway on the tackle. Martineau, you heard Coach Brian Grady say that they might use that in the ball game here. They did use that in practice this past week. He talked about it a little bit on the pregame show, and they go to the shotgun there. They needed a little over 10. That picked up just about 10. They called for a measurement. Mounties have it at their own 39-yard line.
And Martineau was feeling the heat from Chris the Comet Healey as well as John Watson around the outside, and he had to get that football away quickly or else he was going to get patty-caked in the pocket, in the backfield. Did manage to get the football away to McCann, who comes up just short of the first down.
It'll be 3rd down and about a half a yard for the Mounties. They have it at their own 38-yard line, right to left.
And obviously Mother Nature wants to see an excellent second half, and because of that, she's opened the skies up, letting the sunshine in here at St. Peter's Field.
Martineau back up to center. Martineau keeps himself. He gets it across the 40 and gets driven back. That should be enough for a first down. He had to get it just shy of the 40, and he got it across the 40. He picked up about a yard or 2. It is an MSJ first down. 1st and 10 MSJ at their own 40-yard line. Sun is shining here. It's 18-14 Rutland, early going 3rd quarter. Fuller is wide right. McCann is a wing left. Back to throw. Martineau throws right, and it's incomplete. Underthrows. Greg Fuller in the right flat up around the Mountie 45. It'll be 2nd and 10 for MSJ at the Mountie 40-yard line.
Leading the charge defensively right up the gut for Rutland. Mitch Morgan, Bill the drill sergeant, Chris the Comet Healey just burst through the line of scrimmage, forcing Martineau to throw the ball earlier than he wanted to.
Alberico and McCann wide left, Fuller wide right. Martineau to throw on 2nd down. Pumps once, rolls left, throws down the left sideline. He wants Steve Alberico, intercepted by Moran at the Raider 36. Moran gets it to the Raider 38. Dropped by Rich McCann. Billy Moran on his 2nd interception of the football game. The pass a little bit underthrown, intended for Steve Alberico, and Billy Moran coming up with the interception. And Moran with an interception in the first half set up the third Rutland touchdown. Right before Conway eventually scored. Jake Conway scored from 6 yards out. That was set up by Billy Moran. And we'll see what happens here as Moran on the interception there.
And he out-battled Steve Alberico to the near sideline and just took the football away from him in a big defensive play for Rutland by Moran.
1st and 10 Raiders, their own 38. Handoff to Stempeck across the 40, straight ahead across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Picks up close to 8 yards, and on the tackle, Kevin Hughes is okay, as he told Vince in our halftime show. Well, he's back in there. They're going to mark it at the 45. It'll be 2nd down along 3 for the Raiders just across their own 45-yard line.
What a nice option that is for Rutland to have offensively. You get a big turnover, and the very next play, you go right to your battering ram, and Mike Stempeck right up the middle, who picks up 8 yards on first down.
Jobin Feinberg is in now. He's the deep back out of the eye. Conway the up back is wide left. Seth Bailey wide right. Chris Mayhew, Daly tight left. Hand off to Conway. Huge hole across the 50 to the Mountie 47-yard line. Jake Conway picks up 8. That is a Raider first down. Matt Hayward on the tackle. And the Raiders are starting to establish themselves a bit on the ground here, as they did in the early going when they went out to the 18-0 lead. They now have it in Mountie territory. This drive set up on the pass interception by Billy Moran. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Mountie 47-yard line.
Dupuis, Berejiklian, Galliano, who's fine like wine, just clogging that hole, opening up holes now for the Raider ground attack. 2 plays in a row, 8 yards on each of them.
Raiders in the eye, left side hash mark, as Pat Dwyer has gone all the way at quarterback. The senior barks him out. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway, straight ahead inside the 45 to about the 44. Picks up 3. It would be 2nd and 7 for Rutland High. And the tackle made by Hughes and Tomasi. 9-10 left 3rd quarter. It's Rutland 18, MSJ 14.
And you can see when Jake Conway gets his hands on the football, very tough to bring down, as Hughes and Tomasi had to tag team him on that possession. And Conway Conway, a straight-ahead runner, keeps the legs going and challenges the defense to bring him down.
We'll call it 2nd and 6 for the Raiders of the Mountie 43. Give them 4 on that carry. Again, the Raiders in the eye as Dwyer barks him out. Dwyer on the handoff to Stempeck off the left side to the 40, and he's crunched under at the Mountie 39 as Matt Howland there on the tackle. Picked up about 4. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Raiders at the Mountie 39-yard line. And the Raiders establishing the ground game again here. They have it at the left side hash mark. Dana Atwood was in on that play. Joe Duval comes in to the lineup offensively for Rutland High. And Chris Dupuis, the sophomore center, leads the club out of the huddle.
And Coach Norman realizing he's got an advantage at the line of scrimmage right now, continuing to pound it right at that Mountie defense.
The backs are split. Daly is tied left, Paller out of the ball game, and Dwyer straight ahead on the keeper, gets it to the 35. He picks up 4, and that is a Raider first down. Hughes and Tomasi again on the tackle for MSJ. 1st and 10. Raiders, they have it at the Mountie 35-yard line.
Don't know if that's a design play that Rutland uses, but they've done it on several occasions so far this year, and I think it's a judgment call for the quarterback Dwyer when he gets to the line of scrimmage, noticing that the linebackers were split on that play defensively for the Mounties, got good blocking from the center Dupuis and the guard Barajiklian, and just followed his center for a pickup of 4 on the play.
Feinberg back in, the deep back out of the eye, and Seth Bailey is wide right, Mayhew wide left. Conway is the up back out of the eye. Dwyer, long count, give to Conway straight ahead, and he crunches his way down to the 31, pick up of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mike Albarico there to wrap them up. Precision for the Raiders, who go on to the postseason next week against Middlebury Friday night in the Division I semis. Starting to get the ground game going again as they had in the early going. The Raiders lead at 18-14, 7:14 left in the 3rd quarter. Stempeck back in and Feinberg out for Rutland High.
Realistically, both teams in the playoffs, as this is more like a playoff game here for MSJ. If they can beat Rutland, it'd certainly be a fitting way to end their season. For Rutland, they win the biggest game of the regular season, carry the momentum up to Middlebury next week.
Mayhew wide left, Seth Bailey wide right. The backs are split. Bailey's in motion right to left on 2nd down. Pat Dwyer, handoff to Conway, takes it to the left, and the Mounties are going to have him in for a loss. Back to the 32, maybe the 33. Chamberlain was over there. Tomasi was over there. Matt Hayward was there as well. I believe it was Hayward that hit him first. Lost to the 32, lost a yard. 3rd down along 7 for the Raiders. They're playing ball control again.
Just trying to move the chains and keep the clock running. And more importantly, if you're Rutland, it keeps the MSJ offensive unit on the sidelines where they can do no damage. And we saw the damage that they can do when they get clicking there in the first half. So brilliant game plan right now by Coach Norman and the Raiders.
Axer split, Stempeck and Conway in motion, Seth Bailey left to right, Mayhew wide right. Dwyer rolls right, throws right, and a juggling catch by Bailey, but he only picks up about a yard to the 31, hit immediately by McGregor Chadwick. That really picked up only about a yard. He made the juggling catch, and the Raiders have it at the Mountie 31, 4th down about 6.
And if you're MSJ, this is the play that scares you. Thinking back to the first half, the
two of the Raiders touchdowns on 4th down.
The first 2 touchdowns for Rutland in the first half, coming on not only 4th down, but 4th and long. Rutland was able to punch it in.
We'll call it 4th and 5 here for the Raiders. They do mark the football at the Mountie 30-yard line. 4 down territory for Rutland High. They've been lethal on 4th down in this game. Daly tight right. The backs are split. Stempeck and Conway in motion, and now is Joe Duval left to right. Mayhew wide left. Dwyer to throw. Dwyer rolls left, looking, throws it down the middle, and it is a catch by Conway inside the 20, down at the 16-yard line. Conway outmuscled 2 or 3 Mountie defenders for the catch. Hayward on the tackle. Great catch by Conway, and the Raiders cash in again on a 4th down play. They have it 1st and 10 at the Mountie 17-yard line. That picked up 13, and a Raider first down. They're going to mark it at the Mountie 18-yard line.
4th down has been more than kind to the Rutland Raiders here this afternoon. 2 touchdowns on 4th down and a big 13-yard play on the super job of hustling by Jake Conway, beating out 2 MSJ defenders.
Feinberg is in, full house backfield, hand off to Conway straight ahead. Conway breaking tackles inside the 15 to about the 10-yard line. Picks up close to 8 on the carry. As the Raiders eating up the clock here, they have the 18-14 lead. Matt Howlett on the tackle. 4:35 left in the third quarter. They mark it just about at the 10-yard line. 2nd and 2 for Rutland High at the Mountie 10.
This will be the 11th play of the drive that started with 10:42 remaining here in the third quarter, and the clock running now under 4.5 minutes. So a time-consuming and a yardage-gaining drive here by Rutland.
Again with Feinberg, Conway, and Stempeck left to right. The Raiders in the full house backfield, and Conway's in motion right to left. Dwyer on second down, takes it straight ahead on to the keeper. Gets it to about the 8, maybe the 7. Should be a first down. Brian Walsh on the tackle for MSJ. Let's see where they give him his forward progress. He needed about 2. It looked like he picked up about 2, but we'll see where they mark it. They can mark it at just about the 8-yard line.
Judging by the flag across the field, he's going to be about a foot short.
They are going to call for the measurement here. 3:47 left third quarter, the 62nd MSJ Rutland football game at St. Peter's Field, and it has been a beauty. Rutland leading it 18-14, looking for more. They have it at the Mountie 8. Here's the measurement. And it is a first down. That wasn't a very dramatic first down call.
In fact, it was just with one finger. The indication usually from the officials with all 5 of them pointing. You think of the guy in the NFL that goes, first down! There was no call that made on that time by the official, but nonetheless, it still got enough yardage for Rutland to continue this drive.
First and goal for the Raiders, the Mountie 8-yard line. Raiders looking to add on to their 4-point lead. They haven't scored since the early going in the second quarter. Backs are split. Conway and Stempeck. Conway on the call. Takes it off right tackle. Breaking tackles inside the 5 to the 4. Picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and goal. Hayward on the tackle for MSJ. Raiders have it at the MSJ 4-yard line. This game will be seen tonight on Channel 15. Scheduled to get on the air at 9 o'clock. Ernie Sule is the cameraman. They're going to mark it just outside the 5.
Should Rutland capitalize off this turnover and punch it into the end zone, it will be the 3rd touchdown off an MSJ turnover in this football game, and that certainly is a sign of a quality football team taking a turnover and capitalizing on it. Right now, MSJ's toughest defense is when they're at their goal line, and that's where they are right now.
2nd and goal, Raiders, the Mountie 5. Tight left is Aaron Bailey. Handoff to Conway off left tackle. He's awfully close. He's dropped at about the 1-yard line. Picked up about 4. Luke Bauman there on the tackle. So the Raiders have it in close. 3rd and goal at the Mountie 1.
Going off the left side again was Conway, and Bauman came up from the secondary position, and it's not a good sight to see Jay Conway with a full head of steam, and you're a secondary player.
Kuchar is in. He'll be the up back. The wishbone set. The deep backs are Stempeck and Conway. 3rd and goal for the Raiders. The Mountie 1. Dwyer keeps straight ahead. He's in. Touchdown. Pat Dwyer, a 1-yard quarterback keeper, and the Raiders have opened up now a 24-14 lead with 2:10 left in the third quarter, and that is the 3rd MSJ turnover that the Raiders have turned into touchdowns, the 2nd on a Billy Moran interception.
14 plays on the drive, 62 yards. Here's the big part. 8 minutes, 32 seconds off the clock. What a brilliant drive by Rutland's offensive unit. And MSJ was backed up against their goal line. We've seen them respond throughout the entire season with big goal line defense. They were just unable to put the hands on, for the most part, on that drive, Conway. And Dwyer finally capitalized and punched it in on his 3rd keeper of this drive, the 3rd one getting the touchdown.
Raiders going for 2. Duval in motion right to left. The backs are split. Dwyer rolls left, looking to throw, and they're going to sack him. Brought down by Mike Alberico. So they tried for the extra points. No good. The score remains Rutland 24, MSJ 14, 2:10 left, third quarter. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second Dwyer. They're trying for the 2 points. No good. And the Raiders, who were up 18-0, saw the Mounties climb back to within 18-14. The Raiders now up 24-14. 2:10 left in the third quarter.
Dwyer on the quarterback keeper 3 times on that drive. The first time he picked up 4 yards. The second time he picked up a couple of yards. And the third and most important one, he picked up the 1 yard needed to break the plane of the goal line to give Rutland a 24-14 lead here. And now Rutland will kick the football back over to MSJ and give the MSJ only the 2nd opportunity here in this third quarter to get their offense back on the field.
Rutland's looking for its 3rd straight win in the series, which would retire the Veterans Trophy. The Mounties looking for their first win in the series since '92. Mike Norman is looking to make it 2 straight, running up in the series 31-24 with 6 ties as Jake Conway gets set to boot to either Fuller or McCann. McCann is about 10 yards in back of Fuller. And here's the Conway kick, a line drive, and it will angle inside the 15 to the 10 to the 9-yard line. Picked up by McCann across the 15, and the Raiders are going to stop him at the 16-yard line. And getting down there was Dave Collins on the special teams. Also down there was Adam Tortolano. Some special team guys getting in on it.
The Nut Squad, the special team guys, the guys that just sprint downfield and attack anything holding the leather football, and that's exactly what Rutland did on that play now. And first time here in quite a while, actually, since the 10:42 mark, we've seen the MSJ offense on the football field.
Mounties have it, 1st and 10, their own 17. Draw play to Tomasi, big hole, 20 to 25, 26-yard line. Moran on the tackle, picked up 9. It would be 2nd and 1 for MSJ.
Did you see the size of the hole that was opened up for Tomasi? You or I could have run through that hole, Jack, and picked up 9. But nonetheless, Tomasi on first down, big play. Great job of blocking by the offensive lineman for the Mounties.
Mounties have Alberico and Fuller wide right. McCann is a wing right. Again, the draw play to Tomasi. He's hit the backfield. Going to lose yardage back to the 22-yard line. It lost 4. He was hit by Bill Sargent and Greg Barajiklian. Mounties quickly line it up here. They have a 3rd down at their own 23-yard line. 3rd down, about 4. Todd Martineau today has gone all the way at quarterback. One set back, it is Tomasi. Martineau drops straight back, looking, throws left. It is complete to Alberico to the 35, and Alberico down at the Mountie 37-yard line. Pass play from Todd Martineau to Steve Alberico, complete for 14, and the Mountie first down. Jason Schmidt on the tackle for Rutland High. A minute left, 3rd quarter. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 14.
Here's the dangerous part for MSJ. Alberico was looked at the whole way by Martineau. Did not even look once at Fuller. Keep in mind, Fuller still out there, number 8. At any time can break this football wide open with a completion from Martineau.
Alberico wide right, Fuller wide left. Martineau on the draw play to Tomasi, and they got them all stuffed in there. They drop them back at the 35-yard line. It lost 2. Mitch Morgan and Greg Barajiklian on the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Mounties at their own 35-yard line, just across the 35. Clock runs, 30 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Alberico and Fuller wide right. Slot right is McCann. Lone setback is Tomasi. Martineau drops back, being chased. Barajiklian's got him on the sack, back of the Mountie 29-yard line. That lost 6. It'll be 3rd down and 18 for MSJ at their own 29. They'll line it up without a huddle here. 7 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They might not be able to get it off on time here. 2 seconds, 1, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So when we come back, the Mounties will have it 3rd and 18 at their own 29. We played 3 in the 62nd MSJ Rutland football game at St. Peter's Field. After 3 are scored. Rutland 24, MSJ 14. We'll be back after this 30-second time. And here on 3rd and long, Martineau throws left, and it is incomplete, intended for McCann. Up around the Mountie 43. Just the quick shot to McCann. It went incomplete. MSJ will have it 4th and 18. The Mounties will have to boot the football away here early going 4th quarter. Luke Bauman back to boot around his own 17. Stempeck is back deep along with Billy Moran around the Raider 35-yard line, and Bauman gets the kick away. It will hit inside the 45, inside the 40. Still rolling. It'll roll dead just about at the Raider 36-yard line, blown dead by Steve Alberico. So the Raiders, who ate up a lot of the clock in the 3rd quarter after the Billy Moran interception, which they cashed in on the 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Pat Dwyer, have it 1st and 10 at their own 36, and they can virtually, if they chalk up, how much did they have the ball before? 8 minutes?
8 minutes and 32 seconds.
If they do it again this time, they've chopped up most of the rest of this ball game.
That punt nearly blocked by Chris the Comet Healey.
He's had a couple and almost about 4 or 5 others during the course of the regular season.
And certainly he has played as tough this year as it is to answer his father's questions.
The Raiders have it first and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Handoff to Stempeck, straight ahead. Good yardage out across the 40 to about the 42. Jeff Lemo had a great game last week against Fairhaven, making the tackle. That picked up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Raiders. They have it at their own 42-yard line. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 14, 11-17 left in the ball game. Mike Esposito is in defensively. It's coming out of the ball game right here. Brian Walsh, Mayhew is out. Aaron Bailey in. Matt Daly is in. Bailey will be tied right. Daly tied left. Paller's been out since the first half as the Raiders operate out of the eye on 2nd down. Pat Dwyer barks him out. Pat Dwyer on the handoff now to Stempeck off the right side. Scoots across the 45 to the 47. Picks up 5. It's a Raider first down. Kevin Hughes there to wrap him up for MSJ as the Raiders continue to pick up the first down yardage and continue to eat the clock. 10:53 left in the football game. Raiders have it first and 10. They're going to mark it at the Raider 46-yard line.
Why change it if it's not broken, says Coach Norman for Rutland. Challenging the MSJ defense to stop the run, and they continue to pound it on the ground, does Rutland.
Conway, the up back, Stempeck, the deep back out of the eye. Conway gets the call straight ahead. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but squirts ahead for about 3 to the Raider 49. Rourke Hart there on the tackle. Almost 2nd down and close to 7 for the Raiders. They have it at their own 48-yard line. Entertaining football game, a big crowd, and of course if the weather was a little bit better earlier, I'm sure it would have been an even bigger crowd. Mayhew wide left, Stempeck and Conway are split. Duval is a wing right. Handoff now to Conway, and he's going to be stopped at the 50-yard line. Brendan Chamberlain there on the tackle for MSJ. Picked up 2. It'll be 3rd down along 6 for the Raiders at the 50-yard line.
An entertaining enough ball game to bring out John Casella, who's down in the stands below us. Of course, he, the president of Casella Waste Management, one of the proud sponsors of our football broadcast here on WSYB, and we thank him for him being with us throughout the years, and he's certainly enjoying this afternoon's football game.
Seth Bailey is wide right, Mayhew wide left. The Raiders in the eye. 3rd down at the 50-yard line. Dwyer long count. Dwyer on the pitch to Stempeck. Sweeps left, trying to turn the corner, and he does for a couple down to the 47. But it'll be 4th down. Matt Hayward on the tackle. That was a big 3rd down play defensively for the Mounties. It'll be 4th down and a long 3 for the Raiders, the Mountie 47-yard line.
Corcell and Conway leading the way, blocking to the near side around the left end of scrimmage. And there was Matt Hayward, who's played solid defense the entire season for the Mounties, coming up making the stop, which will force Rutland to punt the football.
Corbino back to boot for the Raiders around the 40, his own 40. Fuller and McCann back around the Mountie 15-yard line to receive the boot. 8:44 left in the ball game, 24-14. Raiders have the 10-point lead. Long count by Corbino. Snap is a good one, and they are going to call the Raiders, I believe, for too much time. Excuse me.
The intention there was to try to pull MSJ off sides, and if they were able to do that, Rutland was, it would have been enough for a first down. However, they ran too much time off the play clock, and it'll be backed up 5 more yards, and that'll give MSJ a little bit more breathing room when they take the football over.
So they tried it, and it was worth a shot for the Raiders. It'll be back at the Raider 48-yard line, and Corbino will try to boot it from his own 30. Fuller and McCann around the Mountie 20 to receive the boot. And the snap is a good one. Conway, the long snapper, and Corbino gets the boot away. It'll hit inside the Mountie 30, inside the 25, and McCann will watch it roll dead at the Mountie 20-yard line. Raiders blow it dead at that point. The Mounties go on the offense. 1st and 10 at their own 20. Well, they came back from an 18-0 deficit to make it close, 18-14. They have some work to do now. So the Raiders have a 24-14 lead with 8:28 left in the ball game.
Right back to the bread and butter, the quick hurry-up offense. They need to get something going. The first drive ending in an interception, the second drive in a punt for MSJ. They need to get something going here offensively.
Two receivers left, two right for Martineau. Martineau drops back, looking, throws right near sideline, complete to Fuller at the 32. Fuller down at the Mountie 34-yard line. It picks up 14. Todd Martineau to Greg Fuller. Dana Atwood on the tackle. Martineau has long since broken the MSJ single-season passing yardage record as the Mounties have it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Going left to right here in the fourth quarter. Fuller and Alberico wide left. Chamberlain tied right. Slot left McCann. Back to throw. Martineau rolls left. And he throws. It's incomplete. He was hit by Atwood as he got the ball away, and it went harmlessly incomplete. Atwood was coming in from the left side, and Martineau's blind side. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Mounties at their own 34-yard line.
Atwood lined up on the left end, like you said, and nobody picked him up. He had a full straight line to get to the path there of Todd Martineau, and he caught him just as he threw it.
Martineau back into the shotgun now. Direct snap from center. Drops back, looking, throws left, and it is incomplete. He threw it behind Fuller. Fuller was open up around the Mountie 44, slightly thrown behind him. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Mounties at their own 34. 8:05 left in the ball game.
Fuller was wide open. The ball was just thrown just behind him. And had Martineau gotten a little bit more on that football, it would have been a first down and then some for MSJ.
And the snap, Martineau wasn't looking. The snap went by him. He picks it up and throws. It's incomplete. Almost hooked up with Fuller near sideline up around the Mountie 40. But it goes incomplete, and the Mountie space with a 4th and 10. That is the danger of the shotgun at times. He wasn't ready for that, and he wasn't looking when the snap came to him, and he was lucky to pick it up and get the pass away incomplete.
That's certainly the case, and MSJ had not used the shotgun until the injury to Martineau to try to buy more time from him, and that was the first time this afternoon that the shotgun formation caused him problems. And in fact, a lot of the professional football teams scrapping the shotgun formation simply because of what just happened there to Martineau.
Bauman back to boot around his own 22. Moran is back deep along with Stempeck, and again the kick was almost blocked, and it sends Stempeck back to the 29-yard line. Ahead, 35, 40, 45, and he gets it all the way to the MSJ 49-yard line. Mike Stempeck, a great return of about 22 yards, and Brendan Chamberlain on the tackle, and the Raiders, who lead at 24-14, have excellent field position, 1st and 10 at the Mountie 49-yard line. Just inside the 50. Matter of fact, we'll call it the 50-yard line. How's that? The nose of the football is on the 50.
Okay, we'll call it the 50 then.
7:48 left in the game. Rutland 24, MSJ 14. The 62nd MSJ Rutland game at St. Peter's Field. Aaron Bailey is tied right. On a wing left, it is Duval. Tight left is Matt Daly. As Dwyer barks him out, handoff to Stempeck, sweeps right, and he cannot turn the corner. He's dropped by Tomasi, a loss back to the Raider 47-yard line. Let's see where they mark it, and they're going to say he went down at the 49, so a loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Raiders at their own 49-yard line.
Tomasi again eyeing the play defensively for the Mounties, got into the backfield, and that's where Stempeck was trying to get to the right side around right end. Tomasi would not allow it, made the solo tackle, and as a result, Rutland loses 1 on the play.
Duval is wide left, Mayhew wide right. The Raiders back in the eye. Handoff to Stempeck, straight ahead, down to the Mountie 45 to the 44. Picks up good yardage, taking it straight ahead. About 7-yard pickup there for Mike Stempeck. Just about everybody for the Mounties in on the play defensively. It'll be at the Mountie 44-yard line, and the Raiders will have a 3rd down and about 5. A little less than 5 yards. Dupuis is over the football. Dwyer's gone all the way at quarterback. Mayhew is wide left along with Duval. The backs are split. Duval's in motion left to right. Dwyer on 3rd down. Dwyer back to throw, looking. Throws down the middle. It's intercepted by Bauman at the Mountie 30, and he's tackled immediately by Chris Mayhew. And so the Mounties coming up with a turnover there with 6:11 left in the ball game. They have it 1st and 10 just inside their own 30-yard line. Luke Bauman on the interception.
Bauman read the play beautifully. It was a slant pattern intended for Mayhew, who was slanting from right to left, and there was Bauman right over the middle, stepped right in front of Mayhew, made the interception.
Mounties have it at their own 29. Martineau in the gun. And the snap, a little low, but he picks it up and throws right. It's incomplete, intended for Alberico, up around the 35-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Mounties. They have it at their own 29-yard line. Clock stops with 6 minutes left in the ball game. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 14.
Again, without a huddle, offensively for MSJ.
Todd Martineau again in the shotgun. Martineau looking to throw. Throws right, and it is intercepted by Dana Atwood. And he is down immediately at the Mountie 36-yard line. Dana Atwood on the interception. That is, how many interceptions for the Raiders today? That's 3. Moran's got 2. Atwood's got 1. That right? 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery, and they've cashed in every one of them. Dana Atwood coming up with the interception there, one of the Raider quad captains. So now the Raiders are in business. They have it 1st and 10 at the MSJ 36-yard line, and the Raiders have a 24-14 lead, 5:50 left in the ball game. Duval is wide left. The backs are split now. Stempeck and also Conway. And now Duval's in motion. Hand off to Stempeck straight ahead. Inside the 35, inside the 30. Down at the Mountie 29. Picks up a quick 7. Matt Hayward on the tackle as that Raider ground game continues to be a factor in this football game.
And Stempeck continues to hit the hole in a hurry for Rutland, right between the right guard and the right tackle. And he was 5 or 6 yards downfield before Hayward finally wrapped him up.
2nd down close to 3 for Rutland High at the Mountie 28-yard line as Chris Dupuis leads the club out of the huddle. Matt Daly is tight left. Aaron Bailey tight right. Stempeck the deep back. And the up back is Conway. Seth Bailey's in motion right to left. Hand off to Conway straight ahead. Breaking tackles. He gets it inside the 25 to the 23. Dropped in the open field by McGregor Chadwick. Picks up 5. That's another Raider first down. Less than 5 minutes left in the ball game. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 14.
Once again, McGregor Chadwick known for his legs as he is the kicker for MSJ. And for the 2nd time in this football game, it was the legs that he got of Jake Conway, which again saved what could have been a touchdown for Rutland. So twice this afternoon, McGregor Chadwick stepping up from secondary coverage, making a great open field tackle against Jake Conway, saving additional damage against MSJ.
El Cavato was in defensively for MSJ. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Wing left, Seth Bailey's in motion. The Raiders jumped too quickly. Aaron Bailey, the tight end on the right side, and also the right tackle took off too quickly.
On the wrong page as far as the cadence count going for Dwyer and the 2 people around the right end.
Chad Galliano. 5-yard penalty, and they will mark it back to the Mountie 28-yard line, so the Raiders have it 1st and 15. Rutland High 24, MSJ 14, 4:18 left in the ball game. Right side hash mark. Aaron Bailey tied right. Seth Bailey a wing left. Tied left is Daly. Jobin Feinberg, the deep back out of the eye. Conway is the up back. In motion is Seth Bailey. Dwyer straight ahead on the quarterback keeper. He's done that 3 or 4 times in this game. Got it to the 25, and there might have been a fumble on the play. Still no indication from the referees. Let's see here. The Mounties think they have it, but the officials still have not said.
No indication.
Well, they still haven't said. As they continue to unpile them. And there they go. It's 1st and 10 MSJ. MSJ did recover the fumble. It was Rourke Hart on the fumble recovery.
That's the 2nd fumble recovery for Rourke Hart here this afternoon for MSJ. Once when he was on offense, and then this time a big play as he was on defense, giving the football back to MSJ.
So MSJ has it 1st and 10 after the fumble recovery by Hart at its own 27-yard line. They have the football with 3:58 left in the ball game. Martineau, quick drop, throws left, complete to Alberico across the 40. Spins at the 45. Steve Alberico still at his feet. To the 50. To the Raider 45 before he's finally dropped. What an individual effort for Steve Alberico, and a penalty marker is down. Yes, it was. That picked up 28 yards from Martineau to Alberico, and he got it to the Raider 45, and a penalty marker down.
Timeout MSJ. And we'll get the indication here.
Steve Alberico has been shaken up a bit here. Let's wait for it might have been a personal foul for a late hit against Rutland High, and they'll tack 15 yards on top of that. What a run, what a catch by Alberico. Actually, routine catch, but a great run after the catch. The Mounties would have it 1st and 10 at the Raider 30 with 3:47 left in the game. Rutland Rutland leads at 24-14. We got an injury timeout as they administer to Steve Alberico down below. Again, the Raiders with that 10-point lead. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second break. For those stats.
And already over 100 yards for MSJ receiving. Steve Alberico, 114 yards receiving on 6 catches for 1 touchdown. And I tell you, that last run after he caught the football by Alberico just epitomizes this matchup here this afternoon, refusing to go down. MSJ has fought back the entire afternoon, and Alberico just would not go down. He just kept the legs going, broke tackles, finally was stopped by, I believe it was Schmidt, and then the flag was thrown on the late hit. Tacks on another 15 yards, and MSJ's back in business, although time is a factor.
The Mounties did eventually call for the timeout, even though they would have had the officials' timeout. So they administered to Steve Alberico here near sideline. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 14, 3:47 left in the football game here at St. Peter's Field, and it has been a beauty. Wide left, Luke Bauman, who's in for Steve Alberico. Rich McCann is a slot left. Howland is in. Wide right along with Fuller. Throw for Fuller. He's got it at the 20, to the 15, to the 5. Touchdown, Greg Fuller! The throw over the middle from Martineau to Greg Fuller. A 30-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, right after the 1st and 10 at the 30, the quick throw to Fuller, and he outfought the Raider defender, made the catch and took it in. And it is now Rutland 24, MSJ 20, with 3:39 left in the ball game. A 30-yard touchdown pass from Todd Martineau to Greg Fuller, and what a catch by Fuller.
Fuller actually was mistimed on that play. The ball was thrown between 2 Rutland defenders. Fuller caught it, broke through the tackles, and just took it in from 30 yards out as he beat one of Rutland's fastest players, Billy Moran, to the near side of the end zone. And 2 plays on that drive, both in the air, both big yardage gain for MSJ, and both poor tackling by the Raiders, accounting for the touchdown.
And the Mounties go for 2 here. In motion left to right is Fuller, and we got penalty markers down.
And after that 30-yard completion, that gives Todd Martineau 199 yards passing this afternoon.
All right, our thanks to the Rutland Herald for that. It's an illegal procedure called against the Mounties, so they mark it back to the 8-yard line. 30-yard touchdown pass from Todd Martineau to Greg Fuller. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 20. 3:39 left in the ball game, and MSJ will go for the 2 points from the 8-yard line.
This game living up to expectations and then some, without question. Just a great way to...
It's been a great game.
Oh, my goodness.
Wide right, Steve Alberico. Wing right, McCann. Wide left is Fuller. On set back is Pete Tomasi. Fuller in motion left to right. The Mounties go for 2 from the Raider 8-yard line. Martineau to throw. Throws toward the end zone for Fuller. He's got it for the 2 points. Martineau connects to Fuller for the 2. So now it is Rutland 24, MSJ 22. 3:39 left in the ball game. Back with a kickoff after this 30-second time.
And I tell you, the crowd on this side of the football field is absolutely on fuego. They are burning the stadium up. They are energized. And across the way, Rutland feeling the same thing. Unbelievable way to end this football game.
Jovan Feinberg is back deep, along with Dana Atwood for Rutland High as McGregor Chadwick gets set on the kick, and here it comes. It is an onside kick, takes a high bounce, and it is recovered by the Raiders at the Raider 48, jumping up there to make a heck of a catch. Dave Collins on the special teams. It took a high bounce at about the 50, and Collins came down with it. Huge play for David Collins as the Mounties went for the onside kick. I thought they might, then I thought on the other hand, maybe there was enough time. They felt there was plenty of time left, and there is. But Collins came up with the recovery.
David Collins, reserved for a special teams player, may have very well made the biggest play of this football game for Rutland with that big reception on the onside kick.
The Raiders have it 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line after the onside kick. Hand off to Stempak, and he's hit at the Mountie 49. Picks up a couple, 2nd and 8. MSJ wants a timeout. The Raiders will have it at the Mountie 49. The tackle made by Matt Hayward. 3:15 left in the ball game. It's Rutland 24, MSJ 22. Timeout on the field. We'll be back after this 30-second left in the ball game. It is Rutland 24, MSJ 22.
Give you an idea of the confidence Coach Grady for MSJ has in his defense. During that timeout, he was screaming for his offense. He had a meeting with his offensive unit on the near sideline, believing that they're going to get one last shot here before this game is over.
That Dwyer has a couple of men wide right. The backs are split. The handoff goes to Conway, and he is tripped up virtually at the line of scrimmage. Picked up about a yard. So he took it straight ahead, got it to the 49. MSJ again calling for a timeout. It will be 3rd and 8 for the Raiders, the Mountie 49. Timeout on the field. Let's see, I want to make sure there is a timeout. I don't see anybody going out to the... We'll just keep it right here.
I tell you what, good.
They want to take the timeout for the break until I saw somebody on the field. 3:10 left here in the ball game.
It is a timeout as Coach Norman is coming out for Rutland.
Okay, here we go.
For MSJ.
We'll be back after this 30-second before MSJ 22, and the Mounties, I believe, are out of timeouts.
That was their 3rd timeout.
Aaron Bailey is wide right, slot right, Duval. Conway and Stempek, the setbacks behind Pat Dwyer, the senior quarterback on 3rd down. Hand off to Conway to the 45, and he crawls his way down to the 40-yard line, and it appears to be enough for a first down. He needed 8, got it to the 41. It appears to be a Rutland first down, and if indeed it is a huge first down, even though I'm sure they'd go for it on 4th down on the next play. They're going to call for the measurement. Clock stops with 3:03 left here in the ball game.
Jake Conway had one sight in mind, and that was the first down marker, and he was not going
that
down.
That puts him over 100. He needed 8.
Got
That's
at
just
least
about what
close.
he got. Yeah.
He kept the legs going, was actually parallel to the ground when he got it. He did get the first down.
Jake Conway needed 8. He's over 100 yards now rushing.
In big games, big players will carry you. Conway, Stempek, Martineau, Fuller, Alberico.
Yep.
Mike Alberico on defense. Jason Schmidt on defense for Rutland. Barajiklian. The list goes on and on. They all
down in the ages, that's for sure. 1st and 10. Raiders, the Mountie 41. Clock running, 2:50 left in the ball game. The Raiders lead at 24-22. The Raiders in the full house backfield behind Dwyer. The ends are tight. Dwyer on 1st down, marks him out. Dwyer on the handoff to Conway straight ahead. He plays for about 3, maybe 4, down to the 37. Tomasi on the tackle along with Matt Howland. It'll be 2nd and 6 for the Raiders of the Mountie 37. Clock running, 2:25 left in the ball game. The Mounties are out of timeouts, and the Raiders have the football.
One more first down for Rutland. We'll probably do it here this afternoon. No more points needed. They're on top by 2. Approaching 2 minutes remaining here in this contest, and MSJ out of timeouts. They can't do anything to stop the clock.
Mayhew is in for Aaron Bailey. Chris Dupuy, the sophomore center, leads the club out of the huddle. Daly is tied right. Tied on the left will be Mayhew. Jobin Feinberg is in as the Raiders are in the full house backfield. 2nd down at the Mountie 37-yard line. And they hand off to Stempek. Fumbles the football. MSJ is recovered. And there is a penalty marker down. The Mounties would have it at their own 37, but I think Rutland was a legal procedure. Yes, they were. And MSJ has the football. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line with 1:49 left here in the ball game. Mike Alberico on the fumble recovery. Now the Mounties cashed in on the fumble recovery by Bork Hart. We'll see what happens here. This is going to go to the wire. 1st and 10, MSJ. The Mountie 37-yard line.
It looked like a problem on the exchange between Dwyer and Conway, and right, the ball was laying there for 5 seconds before Alberico finally pounced on it.
Trips right, Steve Alberico in with Howland and Fuller wide right. The Mounties try to call for a timeout. They can't. They had too many men on the field. Martineau gets the snap, drops back, and he's going to be sacked at the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 16. Martineau tried to get one of the players off the field. I think the Mounties had too many men on the field. They did get him off. He tried to call for a timeout. They're out of timeouts. 1:19 left in the ball game. The Mounties have it 2nd and 16 at their own 31-yard line. Martineau now back to throw. Martineau looking. Throws toward the near sideline. It is incomplete, intended for Fuller. Knocked down by Dana Atwood. That was up around the Mountie 45, and we have a penalty marker across the way. It would be be 3rd and 16 for MSJ at their own 31. Let's see what the penalty's all about. Clock stops with 1:09 left in the ball game. Rutland leads it 24-22. It is a legal procedure against MSJ. Now, let's see. I would think the Raiders would decline it to get the down. It would be... However, they are talking to one of the Raider quad captains, Greg Birajikli, and you decline it, get the down.
You want to talk exciting. Everyone in attendance here at St. Peter's Field is standing.
I think Coach Caligiuri is saying decline the penalty, but well, they're going to take the penalty.
So they get another down. They lose 5 yards, but they get the down back.
It's 2nd and 21. They repeat 2nd down. The Mounties have it at their own 26-yard line. Todd Martineau under center. Couple of wideouts left, couple of wideouts right. Martineau back to throw. Martineau throws right, and coming back for the catch is Alberico at the Mountie 32, and immediately gets driven out of bounds. They picked up about 6. Clock stops with 1:03 left in the game. The Raiders lead at 24-22. Mike Stempek on the tackle. Mounties have it at their own 32-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and long. 3rd down and about 15. 3rd down and back to throw Martineau. Martineau looks, throws left for Bowman. It's incomplete. He overthrew him up around the Mountie 47-yard line, covered by Billy Moran. That was a 3rd down play. Now it's 4th down. Mounties have it at their own 32 after getting out to the 47, so it's 3rd and 15. Clock stops with 58 seconds left. It's 4th and 15. Now that was a 3rd down play. It's 4th down coming up. The ball game is right here. 4th down and 15 for the Mounties at their own 32-yard line. Martineau back to throw. Martineau avoids one man. Throws incomplete. Alberico couldn't come up with it. It was overthrown at the Mountie 42. The Raiders take over on downs. They have it 1st and 10 at the Mountie 32-yard line with 53 seconds left in the ball game, and the Raiders have a 24-22 lead. All they have to do is run out the clock. And the Raider Red fans screaming across the way is this certainly down to the wire. I think the Raiders gave the Mounties a little more of an opportunity there by taking the penalty and giving the Mounties an extra down. But on 4th down, the pass misconnecting from Martineau to Alberico. 51 seconds left now. I think they started the clock and then... Well, the clock stops at 51, of course, after the incompleted pass. Now the Raiders on change of division. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Mountie 32. Dwyer will put his knee down at the 34. They lost a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders at the Mountie 34. Clock runs coming down on 40 seconds. They might have to have one more play, and that would be it. The Raiders have a 24-22 lead. They're just seconds away from their 3rd straight win in the City Classic and their 32nd win in the Classic overall, and that far away from retiring the Veterans Trophy. 20 seconds left. Dwyer barks him out and puts his knee down at the Mountie 35-yard line. It would be 3rd down, but they don't have to run out another play. The Raider Red and the fans across the way as they are going to have this one in the win column in 95, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Rutland High has won the 62nd MSJ Rutland football game at St. Peter's Field. Rutland High 24, MSJ 22, and the Raider players just come out and decide to slide through the mud here at St. Peter's Field. The number 62 will go into the annals as definitely a City Classic. That's your final. Rutland 24, MSJ 22. We'll wrap it up after this timeout. And the Raiders now up in the series 32-24 with 6 ties. And we are going to have an opportunity here as soon as Coach Norman talks with his players. Picking me up okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We still got you.
All right, let's see if we can get Mike and a few of the other players with us. Coach Mike Norman. Coach, you can come over, Pat, and maybe Jake Conway and a few of the others. Coach Norman, you've been here in Rutland 2 years. You got 2 in a row. First of all, congratulations. This will go down in the annals as a real classic. You, of course, controlled the game early, went off to the 18-0 lead, got a scare, but when you really had to come down to it, the ground game and the fact that you had the ability to eat up the clock was the big key.
Yeah, we got out, on a quick start and everything, but, they came back fighting, and we knew that they wouldn't give up to the end. And in the second half, we just came out and said it's a new ball game, and we have to establish ourselves. And, fortunately, the kids made a few big plays for us, and we were able to score. And, we turned the ball over a couple times, and they capitalized on it. And, in all due respect to them, and, Brian Grady and, his coaching staff, they did a great job, and we just were very fortunate to come out on the right end of the scoreboard today.
Rutland High winning it by a score of 24-22. We're here at St. Peter's Field, the post-game show with Raider coach Mike Norman. You did capitalize on turnover yourself. Billy Moran, who was hurt last week, had 2 big interceptions today. He had a Jason Schmidt fumble recovery. You were able to cash in on all your turnovers today.
Yeah, that's something that we've struggled with. A lot of times we've been on the other end of that, turning the ball over and people capitalizing on that. But, these kids are tough, and, we said that we had to convert any turnovers, and especially if we get into the red zone, we had to make, our best efforts down there and not let any scores go by. And, hey, we were able to make the plays when we had to. But, my hat goes off to those people here. I think Rutland's real, lucky to have a football rivalry. I don't think anybody else has it.
Yeah, and that's for sure. And this one went down to the wire. So this one, you had the one last year put away with relatively ease. You did win by 15, if I remember correctly. The big players came forward today, though, didn't they? Stempeck and, of course, Conway. I know Jake was over 100 yards rushing. Stempeck was close, and those were the guys that came to the forefront because, as we mentioned earlier with you, Coach Norman, ball control was a big key today, too.
Yeah, we wanted to establish ourselves on the ground, and again, as the day went on, the weather kind of turned around, and we just, wanted to play well enough and to put our kids in a position to win, and, I think, we're fortunate to be able to do that, and, we're just going to take the good, of this game here and just build upon it here and try to get ready for next week.
Quickly about next week, you do go to the postseason. You would have gone whether you won today or not, but I know I talked to you for our pregame show, and when I talked to you at practice this past week, it would have been awfully tough to get emotionally back up for a game against a tough opponent, of course, undefeated Middlebury after losing this game, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it definitely would have made it a lot more difficult, and, we just really try to focus in on this game, and, I think the kids have taught me how important it is, and again, with Ronnie Sabb and Mickey Caligieri playing for each school, they know the significance and the importance of the game, and, it's definitely going to make our jobs a lot easier getting ready for Middlebury.
And best of luck there. We'll catch you this week, and you're 2-0 in the city rivalry.
Yeah, the kids did all the work, and the staff. Thanks a lot.
So congratulations, Raider coach Mike Norman. The Raiders winning the 62nd annual MSJ Rutland game this afternoon at St. Peter's Field by a score of 24-22. And let me see if I can line up some more people here, Vince. I want to make sure I don't go out of range here. We'll recap the score. I had Jake Conway earlier, and I can't seem to quite locate him.
He's probably still running, Jack.
Yeah, he could be. I know he was over. Is Jake Conway around and Pat Dwyer? Don't let him go away there. And Tom Healey's here, too. A proud parent. Of course, Chris Healey did an excellent job. And of course, Mr. Moran is here, too. Son Billy had a couple of interceptions. Jake, congratulations. Nice to see you. I know you've been sliding through the mud here. Jake Conway, who rushed for over 100 yards in the ball game today. And I just talked to Coach Norman, and that was the big key today, wasn't it? You ate up the clock. You had the ground game going, especially early and when you needed it late.
Oh, yeah. Hats off to our front line, though. Our front line blocked tremendous tonight. They were all fired up. And, hey, if the front line gives you the holes, hey, anybody can run it. And just hats off to our front line.
Now, you have to, I know we talked to you during the week, one of the captains, first junior captain in Rutland High history. I said you could be one of the marked men coming into the game today. And by that, I don't mean that they're after you per se, but they know that you're one of the guys they had to stop, and they weren't able to do it, both offensively and defensively for the most part. But you certainly rose to the challenge, as you told me. Yeah, they'll try to get me, but I'll try to get them too, something to that effect.
Oh, yeah, well, you got to give it up to MSJ, though. They played a hell of a game. They played out of their shoes. I thought if they had the ball at the end there, I thought they were going to score, but our defense held tough, and we came out victorious.
I just talked to the coach about this, too. You know you're going to play Middlebury next week. You knew you were going to go to the postseason, whether you won today or not. But this really could have been emotionally draining for you if it came out with a loss, right? Especially after having that early lead.
Oh, we weren't even thinking about Middlebury this week. We were thinking about focusing on MSJ. I mean, if we didn't beat MSJ, it was all downhill from there. So we just kept focusing on MSJ, and now we'll focus on Middlebury. All
right, best of luck. We'll catch you this week, Jake. Jake Conway, who rushed for over 100 yards, and congratulations, Jake Conway, a Raider quad captain his junior year. I think if I could predict the election for next year, he might be one of the captains next year too, Vince.
Well, you don't have to go out on a limb for that one, Jack.
We got Pat Dwyer, the winning quarterback, and Pat, you did what you had to do this year and did what you had to do in this particular ball game. A couple of quarterback keepers, including the big quarterback keeper for a touchdown too.
Oh, that was just all line right there. I mean, I didn't do anything personally. That was just my whole team. My line did everything, and I couldn't even get in. Then I got a push in the back. That's the whole team. There's no one thing that I did at all.
Yeah, that touchdown, let's see, was a big one because that was when MSJ had cut the earlier lead that you had 18-0 down to 18-14. That put you up 24-14. And if I remember correctly, in that drive, you had another quarterback keeper that got good yardage for you earlier in that drive as well.
All game, Coach Cal and Coach Norman had enough confidence in my center and in myself to, if it's there, just go with it. Just take what you can get. It's only a couple yards, but we'll take what we can get.
Hey, Jack?
Yes?
They're trying to take a team picture in the end zone there. And
oh, are they? Okay.
One of the more focal points of their output this afternoon.
It'll be one of those when they say missing Pat Dwyer. Okay, right. Pat, we'll let you go. I know it's a special feeling to win your senior year. We'll let you go.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. I would have liked to have gotten to a few more. We got to Pat Dwyer and also to Jake Conway here. In our post-game show, the Rutland winning it by a score of 24-22 over MSJ. And, of course, Rutland will go on to the postseason to play Middlebury. While I'm down here, Vince, we'll recap the scoring. Of course, it was a quick start for Rutland High in the first quarter with 4:03 remaining. Didn't get a chance to talk about the touchdown pass Pat had to Chris Mayhew in the first quarter, but Pat Dwyer hooked up to Chris Mayhew on a 16-yard touchdown pass to put Rutland up by a score of 6-0. The try for the extra point was blocked, and that would later lead to another Raider touchdown. Jason Schmidt recovering a Mountie fumble, and with 49 seconds left in the first quarter, a 22-yard touchdown run for Jobin Feinberg. That put the Raiders up 12-0. The try for the 2 points, no good. In the second quarter, after a Billy Moran interception, his first of two in the ball game, with 10:49 left in the half, a 6-yard touchdown run by Jake Conway. That put the Raiders up 18-0. The try for the 2 points, no good. And the Mounties started their comeback with 7:42 left in the half, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Todd Martineau to Greg Fuller. That made it 18-6 Rutland. The try for the extra point, no good. And later on in the quarter, 4:30 remaining in the half, a 19-yard touchdown pass from Todd Martineau to Steve Alberico. That cut the Raider lead to 18-12. The 2-point pass play from Martineau to Brendan Chamberlain would make it 18-14 Raiders. That was the score at halftime. In the third quarter, 2:10 remaining in the quarter, the one we just talked to Pat Dwyer about a few minutes ago. A 1-yard quarterback keeper by Pat Dwyer to put Rutland up 24-14. They try for the extra points, no good. And in the fourth quarter, with 3:39 left in the ball game, Todd Martineau would hook up with Greg Fuller, his second touchdown pass to Fuller and third touchdown pass of the ball game. And that would cut the lead to 24-20 Rutland. Martineau to Fuller for the 2-point pass play. That made it 24-22 Rutland, and they held on, and that proved to be the final score. Rutland 24, MSJ 22. Again, Conway rushed for over 100 yards. I believe Stempeck did as well. Dwyer had a touchdown for the Raiders, also scored one. Jobin Feinberg had a touchdown. Conway had a touchdown. Great diving catch by Mayhew. Todd Martineau, 3 touchdown passes. He broke the MSJ passing record for a single season, going well over 1050. That record held by Ricky Marshall in 1986. A pair of touchdown passes to Fuller, one to Alberico, and it was a game that will go down as one of the great MSJ Rutland games ever. And for Rutland, they go on to the postseason next week. And, of course, for MSJ, they can look back on this one, a young team that was had a lot of injuries this year and played very proud here today, trailing 18-0, made a game of it when everybody in the ballpark, myself included, thought the rout was underway in the first quarter when it was 18-0. But the Raiders came back. They did what they had to do. They controlled the football, controlled the clock, had to withstand quite a few penalties today, too. They were penalized a lot and deserved to win this football game here this afternoon. Rutland 24, MSJ 22. It's time for our Pasquale's 12th Player Award winners, the unsung heroes for both teams. And who do we have, Vince?
Well, first of all, each winner will receive from Pasquale's the cheesesteak specials at North Main Street in Rutland. For MSJ, they will receive the Mountie sub, a large bag of chips, a large beverage, and a sports bottle. For Rutland, the 12th Player Unsung Hero Award from Pasquale's will receive the Raider sub, large beverage, a large bag of chips, and also a sports bottle. And first and foremost, for the victorious Rutland Raiders, this afternoon's Pasquale's 12th Player Unsung Hero Award goes to the gentleman that had 2 interceptions this afternoon for Rutland. The 12th Player Award winner from Pasquale's for Rutland here this afternoon is Billy Moran.
All right, we have Billy Moran for Rutland High. Did you finish up? I was trying to get another player or two.
Well, let me finish the second 12th player, and then you can get your rest of your interviews. For MSJ, this person, 1 touchdown. He will receive the Mountie sub from Pasquale's on North Main Street in Rutland. Steve Alberico, 7 receptions, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. Just a super job by the senior receiver for MSJ this afternoon. So the 2 Pasquale's 12th Player Unsung Award winners this afternoon for Rutland, Billy Moran. For MSJ, Steve Alberico.
All right, congratulations to both Billy Moran and Steve Alberico, the 2 Unsung Hero Award winners in this game this afternoon. A 24-22 Rutland victory over MSJ. Talked to Coach Norman, talked to Pat Dwyer. They had their team picture. On top of that, they helped somebody that got stuck in the mud here. They've done it all today, this Rutland High football team. We have Greg Birajiklian and Mike Stempeck, 2 more of the Raider quad captains. Greg, congratulations. You did what you had to do today, and both, Jay Conway and Pat Dwyer both, and I know Mike, who's going to talk to us here in a second, will take their hats off to the offensive line, because the offensive line was a huge key today.
Well, we got lucky, and thank you very much. Also, we had a hard week of practice. We didn't let down one bit. We weren't going to let the team come in with big heads and thinking this would be easy, like I said before. We came in with the right set of mind. We were all, I can't tell you how much emotion we had in the locker room before the game, but there's no way we were going to walk off this field with a loss. And we came and we did what we needed to do, and we got a little soft there in the line at one point, but our backs did a good job in breaking the plays when the holes weren't there. And then we caught back up and we got back to speed, took the game.
Yeah, we mentioned a few times you did get off to that quick 18-0 lead. MSJ would cut it to 18-14. Did you get complacent, or was it just one of those things? I know one thing that really hurt you today was the penalties, and that had a lot to do with having the lead get closed like that.
Oh, when the penalties come, that seems they always hit us all at the same time, and it'd be nice, not to have that many, but some of them were picky calls, but you can't complain. We still came out on top, and it was just a great game on both sides. They had great plays, we had great plays, and I can't complain. It turned out pretty good.
Congratulations. You'll always remember this one, and you got at least one more game to go, and hopefully 2 more games to go. You got Middlebury Friday. We'll let you enjoy this one for a while, though.
Okay, thank you very much.
And Raider quad captain Greg Birajiklian, Raider quad captain Mike Stempeck, who rushed for over 100 yards this afternoon. Yep. Just about 100. What do we have on his stat? I know he was close. Somewhere around, give or take a couple of yards, right around 100 for Mike Stempeck. Mike, congratulations, and of course, you a big part of this victory today, too.
Thank you. Like you said, Mr. Healey, the line did an excellent job. We practiced all week running up the middle. I think it worked out excellent. Key to that 100 and whatever yards was definitely the line. The defense came right at us. It was just a matter of heart, I think.
Yeah, again, as we had talked to with Greg just a few moments ago, and we touched upon it with a couple of the other people here on the post-game show, the penalties hurt a little bit. I know that's something you'd probably be working on. You might not agree with all the penalties, but that did have some kind of an effect on MSJ coming back in the ball game. Were you surprised in any way after you got off 18-0, the way you were dominating, that the gap got closed back a little bit?
I was extremely surprised. Yeah, the penalties hurt us a lot, but a sad fact is that it's been haunting us lately. In Middlebury, our first game, Hartford, we had quite a few penalties. It's just part of the game, and it's just something you don't take into consideration, but you got to work with.
We're talking to Mike Stempeck, the post-game show. Rutland has defeated MSJ 24-22 here at St. Peter's Field. I know when we talked to you last week, your brother John, of course, who played in the MSJ Rutland game, and we said he taught you how to not necessarily act, but at least how to react to all the hoopla and stuff, and I guess you reacted okay because you came out on the win, something you'll always remember.
Yeah, advice from him and other kids are just, don't let it get to your head. Go out there, focus what you got to do on task. Don't think about, block out everybody else, and just take it right to them.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. Congratulations. We'll catch you Friday night, okay?
Thank you very much.
Up at Middlebury. Yep. All right, Rutland High quad captain Mike Stempeck. We talked to Mike, Greg Birachiklian, Jake Conway, and Pat Dwyer, and also Coach Mike Norman, as the Raiders have defeated MSJ by a score of 24-22 here in the 62nd annual MSJ Rutland game at St. Peter's Field. The sun is shining, and I'll tell you, it was a great day for the city of Rutland and, of course, the two schools. We have to say, you got to congratulate the winning team, Vince, for what they did, and controlling the football. They did exactly what they had to do, and, of course, you got to congratulate the team that on the losing end every one of these years. And, of course, MSJ got down 18-0, made it close, but then when it got close, Rutland got the big touchdown late, and it got very exciting down the last minute or two.
Both teams had a game plan coming into this football game. For Rutland, it was to run, run, run. They did. For MSJ, it was to open the football field up and as many times as they could get into the quick set offense, which they did. It was very successful, and Rutland proved today that they were able to run the football against a very tough Mountie defense, and MSJ proved to everybody out there that they are a football team that is on the rise and should have a brilliant future from this point forward. And they got the air attack going. Martineau had a super game. We'll talk about him in a moment. Conway had a great game for Rutland on the ground. We will talk about him in a moment as well. But how ironic would it be that even Coach Norman, as well as several of his Rutland Red Raiders, had a close shave on the top of their heads coming into this football game with the crew cut look, not realizing that they would need a close shave in order to come out on top of the 62nd annual Rutland and MSJ Football Classic. And to say it was anything less than a classic, you're kidding yourself. This game lived up to everything, and I tell you, was anybody's game at the end, and MSJ certainly a game effort to keep this game close and almost pull it off.
Yes, and Rutland High winning it by a score of 24-22.